Hello everybody. Happy
Tuesday. Large gladness to you.
Yes.
And to you, good sir.
Oh. Large gladness for everybody. Who uses that?
Who uses large gladness?
Tifa was so shocked she came here saying, do people really say large gladness? Also, it took us a moment longer to get ready for stream today thanks to Ranger redeeming sit-ups before we were even here.
Ranger, Evie, how are you doing? Everyone, large gladness.
Yes.
Actually, roasted pigeons do just fly into my mouth.
That's nice. I'm glad with me they don't.
I would rather not. Because I'm not sure about ever wanting to eat pigeons.
Apparently they are tasty.
I once got get hit by a flying pigeon though.
You once got get hit?
It's the pigeon confusing me.
Still mad, you guys. My face feels like it's on fire. I don't know why. Other than that, how are you doing, Tifa?
I was gonna ask why, but you literally just said I don't know why.
Yes.
Did you rub anything onto your mind? Onto your mind?
Beauty of letting people finish their sentences. What?
Nothing.
Did I rub what on my face?
Did you rub some stuff on your face again?
No. No.
I don't know. It's actually really inconvenient. How did these pigeons get inside my tower? Did you leave the window open?
They're choking me. I would
Pigeons,
close the
man.
windows.
These damn pigeons.
You didn't answer the question, Tifa.
Oh, what question?
Oh my god. We are not even here for like 30 seconds and... How are you doing?
No, I'm kind of a bit mad. Today was blah, it sucked. But I had a free burger. So in a way, that was good.
Imagine not eating the dinner that your loving boyfriend made you while you were away at work.
I was full, but I'm gonna eat it. It smells really good.
Of course it does, I made it.
It really does smell good.
Spaceman Live uses large gladness, but I'm pretty sure he's Russian. I have never heard of Spaceman Live.
Well, that neither, but I've also never heard of large gladness. Like, in what context do you use it? Like when you're very glad?
When you're glad.
When you're extremely happy? Or maybe
Yes.
large gladness is something else.
I think you're overthinking it, and that's kind of my job, so you're making me feel redundant right now.
Like I was first thinking of a glatze, like a bald hat. Like you have a large, shiny, bald hat.
What?
I don't know, that's what I was thinking of first. Made sense in my mind.
I honestly can't really tell whether you were thinking, but... Dimension hopping pigeons jump through portals. I think there's a reference somewhere there that I'm missing.
I'm kind of getting Overcooked vibes. You know the levels where you use the portals to go through...
I will never play Overcooked with you ever again.
Oh, well, whatever.
I want to just remind you of that. Every single time we're ever talking about anything remotely related to this franchise. No.
Out of all the things hopping through portals, I really hope it will never be pigeons.
Yes. Pigeons are probably the dumbest birds I can think of. Yeah.
I saw a really pretty pigeon today though, I must say.
They can be pretty, but generally pigeons are the dumbest flying animals that exist.
That is very true.
Like they put two twigs over each other and think that's a nest. Like,
I can't deny that. Baby pigeons are still the weirdest baby bird ever.
why are we talking about baby pigeons now?
Because we're talking about pigeons, and we're on the subject.
When your gladness is large, he's a musician and he kicks ass. I'm gonna check him out. Thank you for the
Thank
69
you so
unicorn
much.
dongs. I will still never play Overcooked.
We're
or
gonna
Overcooked
cook him.
2.
Yes, we gotta see the thingy is downloaded. Now we just gotta see if the crossplay Overcooked works.
Now the
Maybe
pigeons
Thursday.
start to stink. I think pigeons generally do stink. Also, I just made everything shake. I'm sorry about that.
Baby pigeons smell a bit weird.
Tifa, why do you sniff baby pigeons?
Like, I'm not sure about adult pigeons though. Like, I never smelled an adult pigeon.
You know, just because I put Ultra Despair Eggs into the title, that was supposed to be, you know, a play on eggs, Ultra Despair Girls, but you don't need to act like one. So why did you smell pigeons?
I worked with birds. Like, you automatically smell them.
Okay, because for a moment I thought you just grabbed them and were like...
Yes, I randomly pick up birds from the streets and smell them.
You haven't said a single word that doesn't seem like something you would do.
You do have a good point.
I know. That sounds like Tifa. Thank you. Thank you, Evie. That's what I'm saying. That is 100% you.
I do have a habit of picking up at least one bird during our vacations.
That's true.
Like the little one that was stuck inside of the mall.
Hello, Fody. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday.
Fody!
Bongo taps.
How are you doing today?
Tell us your bird stories.
Good morning. I don't really have bird stories. But usually there's always at least one bird that needs help during our vacation.
That is true. Once we went to the sea in the north of the country, and there was a little... What do you call them? I forgot the type of bird.
I always call them mushies, but...
Please don't.
Any German here will now facepalm themselves.
Would you kindly explain why you call them that? I mean, wait for a second.
I'm gonna let people Google that.
The mature content filter is on for a reason. I didn't expect it to be this reason, but now it will also be this reason. Please explain.
Well, I'm gonna let people just Google it if they are interested. Actually, no, that's...
How do you want them to Google something that they have no idea how to spell?
Fine, fine. What are they called in English? Well, that's... Anyway, I call these little... I forgot the English word.
Sparrows.
I call them mushies in German, but mushi is the German word for...
A German word. It's not the German word.
German word for vagina. So I'm usually, oh, like, look at those cute mushies. And whenever there's people around, they always look at me pretty funny.
But... explain, don't tell. Why do you call them that?
I literally just explained it.
The part that Tifa conveniently leaves out that would make just a lick of sense is that the name of these birds in Dutch is mus. And if you make it a cute form, you add j at the end. And how do you pronounce that word then?
Mushes.
Exactly. And the first time she said that, to my ears it sounded like something dramatically different because, you know, who the fuck makes sounds like this? So I misheard and I asked her what the fuck she was talking about, pointing at a little bird, a sparrow on the street, and talking about vaginas. And ever since then, no matter how many times I told her, this is maybe not the best thing to say when we're
say
out
that
in public.
I'm like, mushies.
She literally walks around calling little cute sparrows pussy, pussy. And
it's quite funny, to be honest. To see people's reactions.
Yes, they look at us exactly the way you just did when she fucked up the explanation and left out the why. Just saying. The way you yourself looked, that's how everyone looks at us when we're walking around and she does that.
Also, Vanessa, Becca, hope you're doing well. Happy Tuesday.
Hello, how are you doing?
Please do so, Phony. But to be fair, I only call the sparrow mushies. Like, I don't call every bird a vagina. What?
What Tifa wanted to tell, of a story she wanted to tell before we very much veered off in the wrong way, is that for some reason every year during a vacation at least once she saves a bird. Like a few years ago we went to this place up in the north of the country and there was a little bird stuck in a mall.
A mushi.
A sparrow. Don't make me get tagged to live, bleep you when you speak.
Well, now people know it as a mushi. Like, you can't know it as any other bird.
I was still planning to upload this to YouTube at some point.
Well, yeah, but we're speaking in English anyway, so it's fine.
What?
Well, in English, mushi just means sparrow. So it's okay. Anyway, there was a little one stuck in a mall. See, I didn't even say little mushi. You should be proud of me. There was a little one stuck in the mall, so I like climbed on the heating, hanging on the side of a wall, and I managed to grab it and put it outside. It was really cute.
Yes, there is a grabbing the pussy joke here somewhere, but I'm not gonna make it. Anyway, and then the next year we went to Scotland and we went to a botanic garden there because we wanted to relax and had nothing better to do.
That garden was beautiful, by the way.
Yes, it was. And there was a bird that apparently flew inside one of the greenhouses.
There was a giant garden and like this super tiny greenhouse.
It must have hit one of the glass walls. It seemed very dazed.
It was dazed and managed to get inside and the doors were closed. But even after the doors close automatically again, so we couldn't leave it open for the bird to fly out. And it was too high to reach, so we grabbed like this giant stick.
She was standing there with a stick that was like 9 feet long and like...
It was really annoying.
Trying to get the end of a stick to the bird to annoy it just enough to hop on the stick. And that actually worked. You spent like 30 minutes doing that, but
I
eventually...
felt like a wizard. I was walking through the thing with a giant stick with a bird on, leading it outside.
Yeah, and then it looked like she was about to joust someone with it. People were like, what is this woman doing with that dramatically large stick and a bird at the end? She just brought it outside in the shadow.
I once also saved a hawk and it shed all over me as sticks. That was nice.
What?
That was when I still...
Wait. Hog?
Hawk.
Oh, hawk.
Hawk. I'm saying it right. Grabbing all the birds by the... Well, I'm not gonna say that. Jack will punch me.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And this is what I live with.
Now you learned new words. You're very welcome.
That you didn't need to know to begin with.
Broadening your vocabulary with Tifa.
I think people learning any language from you are actually doing the opposite. I think this is the only time ever that I can fathom that someone narrowed their understanding of a language.
This is the company you choose.
True.
Evie, I choose you.
True. Yeah. I save it at least once a day also, Jack. This is what I live with. Here's to the people we choose to live with.
Cheers to that. To mushis. Custom ASMR. Sit-ups should never be out of stock. I feel like they should.
Sit-ups should never be out of stock. Except when we're going to play a story-heavy game and we want to get anywhere.
Because today we are starting Alter the Spare Girls.
Yes. Listening to people that are dramatically smarter than me, I turned on the mature content filter. So we can get into this without me feeling bad about people coming in here that maybe should be a little bit older before they see what might happen in this game.
Fair enough.
Today you meet my favorite Danganronpa character.
I am very curious who that's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
My girlfriends make jokes like this every day and every time we met. She sounds like a gem.
Yes. Sounds like a keeper. Quick recap of Danganronpa so far.
So far.
Oh god, the emptiness in her eyes.
We didn't even start the game yet.
No, I was about to. I was trying to segue into that part of the stream and you completely fucked it up. You wanna try again?
But you were like, let's talk about the game so far. We didn't even start it. Like, how do you do a recap of that?
The games. It's a series. We played 2 out of 4 games already. You were here. I have video evidence of that. About 180 hours.
Now I get what you're trying to say.
Someone send help, please.
Well, we lived. We saw the characters from the first game.
Sorry, I made the same mistake again, asking Tifa to do any sort of recap for a game that actually has story.
And now we're here. But fine, you may do your recap version as well.
Yeah, I know it was dumb of me. I don't know why I keep trying. Honestly, I think there's this sliver of hope left in me that maybe one day she'll be able to do it. Because I know she can speak. She does it all the time. And there's this yearning that maybe one day she can put the words into the right order to make them make sense, to convey what I expect her.
I promise you, he is gonna say the exact same thing I said, but he needs like 50 sentences and I did it in 3.
Go fuck yourself.
But fine, go, prove me wrong. Tell me everything that I did not say.
Hope is a joke. Yeah, when you're sitting next to this one, yes. Danganronpa 1.
You're the joke.
No, I'm not even going to.
Wait, you're gonna start with the first game? Okay, sorry. Go on. Go ahead. You may start.
I need a moment to let all this dumbness wash over me. Okay. I'm gonna have Beth recap our last gaming sessions. It will always be the same. I don't remember. What did we play?
Yeah, understandable.
Tifa is ultimate despair. Yes. Yes.
I disagree, but I'll take it.
Danganronpa 1, 16 students for some weird reason get stuck in the killing school life. They are stuck.
15.
16.
Well, it started with 15.
It started with 16. It had always been 16.
Yeah,
You don't remember the... Oh my god.
You know, I'm not gonna...
Tifa, we're on the 3rd game.
Yeah, Ranger broke the bot EV. It's not working.
We're on the 3rd game. When people watch this, you can somewhat expect them to know that this... I'm gonna mute you. I'm done. I don't even want to anymore. Bye everybody, end of the stream.
No, it's okay, continue. There were 16 students stuck in a school.
See ya. 16 students are stuck in Hope's Peak Academy together with Monokuma, a black and white bear that is for some reason insane.
Made out of black beans.
That's what he said. Yeah. And they have to kill each other to get out. 6 students survived. Was it 6?
That could be.
It was 6 students. I don't do math. It was a small amount of students left. Fade to white when they escape. Danganronpa 2. Same thing, but on an island. And towards the ending, it gets dramatically fucked up. Like serious dark shit that makes me wonder why exactly this didn't get an adults only rating. Thank you for the like, Vanessa.
Appreciate it. Have fun.
And people keep telling us that this one is even worse.
I'm looking
in
forward to it.
terms of the darkness that we will meet. Let's check it out. If only I had prepared this game already.
In a way though, my recap had more details.
Don't even try.
I feel like it did. Exactly, he didn't even mention Junko, he didn't mention meeting other characters. Like, I'm just saying.
You wanna do a section where we spend the next hour and a half to 2 hours in depth recapping Danganronpa 1 and 2. For you watching this later, if I ever get around to maybe edit this shit out earlier on YouTube, just watch the other episodes.
Just watch the other 600 hours.
You don't have anything better to do for 180 hours, do you? Just watch it. You won't regret it.
But what I don't know yet if Ultra Despair Girls is like a direct continuation of the second game, because there is also Danganronpa 3.
We don't know.
And if this is more like a standalone kind of thing. But I do see...
Chronologically, people keep telling us to play this after the second one. So I'm guessing this is chronologically, or even if it's not chronologically, in order of release, this is the third game.
Yeah. Yeah, this is before Danganronpa 3.
Yes, but Danganronpa 3 is the anime, Danganronpa V3 is the fourth game in the series.
You can't see it yet, but on the title screen thing that's here, it kind of looks like Nagito in the corner. Or do I see that wrong?
It does kind of look like that.
Could also be another error.
Just watch 200 hours of content, basically. Let's be real here. If someone starts a franchise consisting of 4 games on the third one, not knowing what happens in the first 2 is kind of on them. Personally, I always find it really weird when like movies or games in like the sequel to the sequel to the sequel start going, oh, now we need to do recaps for the people that just start coming into the franchise now. Like, I see why you do that, but that time could be spent just on the story.
You'd be surprised how many people do that actually. Like just jump in halfway.
Yeah, I don't. I understand that people do that, I don't. Just, I don't get it. I would like to stream the game. There we go.
I was gonna say, we're not streaming anything.
In OBS, this game shows up as game.exe. Thank you, developers.
Yeah, I don't mind small recaps sometimes. Like
A small recap is one thing, but spending a good section of your thing to get people up to speed is like, There we go.
Is this the sound of the game I'm already hearing?
Yes.
Okay, the intro isn't as banging as the other games so far.
It's kind of chill.
Yeah, but not... So far, not as good. But it's only the intro. So bring it. And I'm looking forward to this.
Tifa, before we get into the game, any predictions?
No, not at all yet. I don't even know what the story is in this one.
It's about Ultra Despair Girls. Given the name, I would imagine it is about Ultra Despair, as in the group of people that helped Junko.
True, we're probably gonna go into not the hope bit, but the group behind the destruction of Earth, basically.
Yeah, and
as we know it.
Based on the title, I'm guessing either the Ultra Despair that we meet here are all girls, or for some reason every character in this game is female.
I don't think every character is gonna be female, but I believe like Junko's main group could be all girls.
Also, I'm saying it now, Junko is gonna be in this game too in some capacity. Just like I think she'll be in V3, and 3 for that matter. Because
probably.
She's not gonna be gone.
And I fully agree, Fodi. Just a few minutes, and then like move on with the story. I want to start me and my dad's new project. What's your new project?
Despair Group wants the world to end, and like, what's the name of the happy people or whatever? The Future Foundation.
Very future. Much foundation.
Who for some reason were called World Ender by Junko in Danganronpa 2, but I imagine that was just for dramatic effect, because during the course of the game we learn that they actually do want to end her world. Look it up.
Well, yeah, but then it's kind of Fitting.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, Ranger,
good
thanks
luck.
for the lurk. Good luck. Fingers crossed.
Welcome for... Okay. Super Ultra Pump Genocide Jack mode. For those who just want to enjoy the story. That's me.
Wait, I want to read the...
We have Komaru mode, Working Hard for Normal Girl mode, and Despair mode, which is Auto Despair mode.
I think I'm gonna be good with Genocide
Yeah.
Jack mode. For sure. What does it say? I
order you to choose the difficulty level.
Oh. Wow, just for that I'm not going to.
I like how Genocide mode is the easiest difficulty setting. That the name kind of... I mean, maybe we will genocide characters now.
I love like the background art, by the way, so far.
This game is so easy on Genocide mode, but that's fine, I'm here for the story.
We need that.
And we both need all the help we can get, so let's go with that at the moment.
Might try to build an animatronic. That
Nice.
is really cool. He needs to help me with cutting wires and wiring, or metals and wiring.
Good luck with that. That sounds really awesome. Okay, here's Fodi's prediction. Junko will be an archangel that changes into a Warhammer Evangelion Titan Kirito and destroys Monomi for giving anyone happiness.
If that's actually gonna happen,
I'm sorry,
like hats off.
but given the levels of craziness that the first and especially the second game set up, it could be.
That is true. There was some shit in there that I did not see coming at all.
I mean, in the first game we had reality-altering events
Def in the mic.
happening.
Still?
What?
It's gone.
What'd you do?
Quick,
Stop touching
put
it.
back. Yeah, but I thought it was my mic fucking up again. Thank you, Fodi.
Thank you.
And sorry. I don't feel like
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I'll just sit still and not move.
Please don't, because apparently you existing already kills the audio.
Not doing anything.
What did I want to say? Yes. Whereas Danganronpa 1 had the characters go through situations that would break most people, the second game amped that up to 11 and also had you actually not be in reality if you want to argue it. Tifa did nothing.
That's not sarcasm, is it?
I doubt that. Because
I'm quite sure I didn't do anything.
This has happened the other day too, and it's not me, I think.
Yeah, but there I was actually moving, so there I could understand because the mic was probably rubbing on my
Don't
shirt.
even point at it.
Okay, I'm not pointing at it. I'm not acknowledging its existence.
Has the audio bug, but Tifa didn't move. She doesn't necessarily need to move in a way that she touches it, because it could also be her hair going over the microphone.
You
These
are
things
moving
are
your hands
incredibly
around.
sensitive.
So it was you.
I'm sorry, but compare the two of us. How likely is it that I accidentally do something that I shouldn't be doing while streaming?
Very likely. See, it's Jack's fault. I fully agree.
I'll take it, but...
It's always my fault. Like when our camera suddenly fell out. When was that? Sunday?
After you touched it, that's what I'm saying.
That was a coincidence. Like a very hard one as well. Pick the easy mode.
English or Japanese?
English.
Okay, here we go.
Wait, did this game hear us? We were just talking about our camera.
Also, I do know one thing about this game that I'm not going to tell you yet, but this time you will need to do more voice acting than me.
I know one thing that someone mentioned in when we played the first Danganronpa game, and that's like that there are a shit ton of Monokumas.
I don't recall that.
That's the only thing I know.
Game giving a camera a check. Yeah.
Makeup check.
So I do the narrator again.
Yeah. Well, you're always the narrator.
First, let's set up your camera. With auto camera, you automatically follow the character you're controlling. And with manual camera, you can control the camera with a mouse.
Sounds like I'm gonna puke.
Sounds like I'm gonna use the manual mode. This can be changed in options later on, so choose the one you like for now.
I feel like we need manual.
Beth would choose auto. I understand why, but I think it allows me to look around corners later on and stuff.
I would also pick auto. Oh.
The world is round.
No subtitles.
Why have I no subtitles?
But is that really true? Earth might have the shape of rock candy.
That explains the mountains.
That spiky lump of sugar your grandma would wrap in a tissue.
Wait, who wraps that in a tissue?
But
Not
I
here.
don't really know for sure. It's not like I've actually seen the shape of the Earth.
Oh my god.
In the same way, I've never actually seen most things that are considered common knowledge. Common knowledge in what we take for granted.
I know
Are we on
common
the moon?
knowledge.
Lives around such uncertain things.
It's the Monokuma rocket.
Not that it matters for me. I mean, my world isn't even big enough to worry about stuff like the shape of the Earth or common knowledge. In fact, it's pretty small. So small that it's actually a little funny. This is my world. This two-bedroom apartment that I live in is my world.
I know that feeling.
Close your eyes, Fody.
My life doesn't extend beyond these walls.
Is this COVID-19 the game?
Shut in or anything.
I always wonder about the length of these skirts
I'm
in
actually
Japanese high schools.
imprisoned inside this room.
I think that's an anime thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an actual thing.
Komaru Naegi. I'm a completely normal high school girl
Sure, they're longer.
who lives an abnormal daily life.
Based on the name, I'm guessing this is Makoto's sister.
That could be.
All right. Let me out! Let me out!
This is how I stand in my house every morning too. It's like, fuck, I need to go to work.
Became my morning routine. But it was only at the beginning that I was seriously crying and yelling.
100% Tifa.
A year and a half since my imprisoned life began. Phew. Can you believe it? A year and a half!
I can believe being stuck in your apartment for a year and a half, actually.
It's frightening how well humans can adapt. I've learned that firsthand through this imprisonment. But it's not like I've completely given up, of course. If I had, I wouldn't do things like change my uniform every morning. I just don't want to get my hopes up too much.
Oh no, like the second day of quarantine, pajama all day.
Too much about the horrifying despair that always follows hope. Huh? Jeez, it's finally breakfast! It's about time I
Oh my god, they brought the cheese
Jeez.
along.
But anyway, about this whole imprisonment. Unfortunately, even I, the victim, have no clue whatsoever. Ever since I've been taken by strange people into this strange place, I wanted Japanese style this morning. Receiving meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is the only communication I have with the outside. I haven't seen the culprit's face or even heard their voice.
Do we have internet? This doesn't sound too bad.
I still don't even know why I'm imprisoned here.
Also, that's a huge TV.
But regardless
bad.
of how abnormal and unfair the situation is, this is my world and my daily life now, so it can't be helped. See? Sucks, right? My story ended before it even began. It's not like I still have hope that something sudden will happen after all this time.
But of course, the plot of the game needs to happen, so here we go.
Huh? What? What happened? Could it be? Did someone come to rescue me?
Holy shit, that was close.
Time to shit myself.
Is that one of the mono beasts?
It sure looks like it. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine here.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to complain about this.
Any dessert? Oh my god, it's a giant Monokuma.
And this one has claws. That's a new one.
Pretty fancy. Is this what you're building, Vanessa? Oh, we turned to game mode.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Wow, that was such a hentai shot.
Fan service in a Danganronpa game? Never.
get away from me!
Okay, so this is completely different than the other Danganronpa games.
This right now is me holding chocolate, trying to save it from Tifa.
I was gonna argue with it, but I'm quite sure this is very accurate.
I guess I'm supposed to walk somewhere because this doesn't help.
Yeah, don't give it walking legs, Vanessa. Nothing good comes out of that. We are walking awfully slow here, by the way. Ching?
Do I need to leave? Yes.
Where's the elevator?
Okay. I like how they did that.
A black and white bear?
Made out of black beans? These flames.
What should I do?
I actually kinda like this sort of animation.
This feels kind of Resident Evil.
Someone help me!
I wonder if every room has a prisoner from the looks of it.
It could be.
That laugh makes me kinda happy.
Come on,
Hey!
Oh, look who it is. Imagine if she didn't dodge that.
Okay.
You must be Komaru Naegi. Future Foundation 14th Division, Byakuya Togami.
I will accept Byakuya as a new Mega Man. It's fine with me.
I'll take it.
Okay, what did we miss? Friday I'll be on a 3-hour car ride.
Oh,
Enjoy.
that's a long ride. Take something along to keep yourself busy.
Yep. Take a book or mobile game. My phone is in repair. Books are boring. Sorry that you haven't found a book yet that you found interesting enough to read for 3
love
hours.
books. The only
It depends on the
downside
books.
is... Of course, but you have millions, billions of different books.
That is
So
true.
of course it depends on the book.
Why is her skirt so short? This is a Danganronpa game. Because after all the atrocities that were explained to us during the second game, honestly, no matter what happens in this one, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I will be shocked if it still phases me, because the worst things my brain can possibly imagine happening will probably happen. So the bar has been set incredibly low, and I don't think low enough for me to still trip over it.
Nope.
Oh god, no. No, it won't have working legs. Are you sure you don't want your animatronic to have working legs? Because that's kind of cool if you ask me.
I would make a tiny Mekomaru.
Mike Doom again for 1 sec. Alright, we're gonna go on a short break in a moment and I see if I can find out what's causing this and fix it. I won't build anything that can walk for exactly this reason. Reading House of Leaves changed me. That book fucked me up. Yeah, Vanessa, I would not read book House of Leaves. Just might be a really good book, but
If you have like maybe a tablet, you could also download a movie or something or a series. Like something to work on.
yes.
Or
We
just try to sleep.
are going to go on a short break while I try to figure out why our microphones are doing this. Thank you, Fody. And we'll be right back, hopefully.
Pew pew.
Alright, we are back. Let's see, do the microphones still pick us up enough?
That seems to be the case.
We moved them slightly, as in we angled them, so
If it gets worse, let us know.
yes. I hear you.
Yes. Not well. Whether that's a good thing or not,
Thank you, Fody.
I'll leave up to you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I hope it doesn't happen anymore.
Can you not do that, please?
Oh, yeah, sure.
We don't know what's causing it, so let's make sure to do movements that could potentially cause it.
Yeah, but if it's that movement, then we know.
Wow.
Just saying.
Don't get the wrong idea and start crying. I'm not the one who imprisoned you here.
Is the whole game voiced?
I don't think so. Or at least I can't imagine.
Actually, I'm here to rescue you.
Our hero.
Future Foundation received intel that a captive was imprisoned somewhere inside this building.
That's us.
Future Foundation?
It would appear that intel was correct. However,
We're a victim. We're a prisoner.
what is the meaning of this? What are all these vermin Monokumas doing here?
Monokuma?
No matter how you look at it, the timing is just too perfect. Just as we show up, a riot breaks out. No, they must have known we were coming.
So, are they back from their trip to the island? Or is this before?
Good question.
Why is my travel bag like a blown up balloon? I imagine it's because of how you stored it. It's usually what happens with ours.
I sure hope so.
So there's lots of robot Monokumas running around? I think so.
He kind of makes it seem like that.
Perhaps the intel itself was a trap to lure us here.
What do you mean, riot? What's going on outside? And that black and white bear thing back there, what was that? What's going on?
We had to take a quick break, Evie, because our microphone kept giving noises of doom.
So out of those 5 minutes, just over 3 minutes were spent on a break.
Exactly.
That being said, your point still stands because it's still us.
So you don't even know Monokuma? That kind of ignorance must be nice.
Try sitting on it, Vanessa.
Without breaking it.
How can you break his travel bag?
The first time I met him.
You could.
You have a point.
Him?
You really don't know anything, do you? I guess
Wow.
I'll tell you.
No empathy whatsoever. We've been stuck here.
Tifa, it's still
Excuse me.
Byakuya.
So?
It's still Byakuya.
But it will have to wait. Now's no time for talk.
Shockingly, no blood, no gore. Okay.
That's a lot of Monokumas.
Should. Do you really have an option other than run?
Those are megaphones, right?
Yeah.
It's a hacking gun developed by Future Foundation.
It's a hacking gun.
Program codes with electromagnetic waves.
I'll take it.
It appears to be effective against these Monokumas.
Okay. Hello, Wallace. How you doing? Happy Wednesday.
Everything he said, and it's Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. My brain doesn't work.
Read the operation instructions included with the gun. You're on your own from here.
Read the instructions. We're being surrounded.
Can't you? I'm busy now. Now that I've seen these annoying bears, I can't just leave them
Yes,
be.
they're being eaten.
But where would I go?
A member of Future Foundation is on standby at the restaurant across the street.
I'm guessing that's gonna be Kyoko because
Hurry up and go.
She-
You're just in the way here.
Byakuya and Makoto, we know, are members of the Future Foundation, and he didn't specifically say your brother.
True. Also, they're going with no blood and no gore at all right now.
I have a feeling that's because there's so much more fucked up shit that they had to cut it out here.
Like, they had a lot of good moments here to add that. Have fun packing, Vanessa.
Good luck with that.
Here it is.
Pig boy.
Boy.
Isn't the restaurant in 2 also called Pig Boy?
There's your blood.
Oh yeah, it's still pink.
What is going on?
Tifa, not enough gore! Wow.
There it goes.
Don't just stand there, shoot.
Help!
She's kind of in a panic.
True, fair enough.
If you're stuck anywhere, at least let it be in a place with food.
How are they not aware of what's happening outside?
Welcome.
Maybe this is a safe haven.
A table for one?
And now she shoots.
Bear attack!
A bear?
Bears! Bears everywhere!
Miss, now
Call the
please.
military! Paramedics! Hurry! If we don't hurry!
Miss, please keep your voice down. You're disturbing the other customers.
Who cares about that?
Okay.
All right, fine. Please, just be
excuse me,
quiet,
ma'am.
okay?
One order of...
Relax and stay calm. I'm hungry. Hello? Police? Some suspicious girl is...
Oh, there we go.
Should have listened. Thank you for the follow, much appreciated.
How you doing? Right, so literally no one noticed what was going on the outside.
Which is amazing because this is quite loud.
Someone help me!
Emergency! Riots are breaking out all over Toa City! Take refuge immediately!
Would you really call these riots, though?
Citizens of Toa City, take refuge!
This also means that not all of the world is destroyed.
That is true. But seriously, I wouldn't call this a riot. This is like a bear terrorist attack. Like, no one would call... what... You know what? I'm not gonna comment on that.
What should I do? They're gonna find me!
Shoot!
I'm
Once
sorry,
you regain your
but
composure.
she's scared.
Makes sense.
I gotta get out of here!
Time to run.
Alright.
There we go. Call the military! I'm not
I
sure.
really like the anime parts of this game. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
I like the style. Hope the anime itself is also gonna be in that kind of style.
Is it a spoiler if I ask, do they keep the anime style for cutscenes for V3 as well, or is that back to the way cutscenes have been done before?
Well, Danganronpa was kind of a standalone game when it comes to gameplay, no? From what I understood.
Danganronpa is a standalone?
Ultra Despair Girls, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm reacting to what you're actually saying, not what you mean to say. But yes, this one is the odd one out because this one is a third-person shooter.
So V3 is like 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Makes sense.
All the background characters are going to be blue and pink silhouettes. Makes sense because I think originally this one also was a... Was it a PSP game on the PlayStation Vita? Vita. So it makes sense that they would cut corners by making the bystanders like those silhouettes.
I can imagine it also helps with the loading.
Tifa, is it a barbarist attack?
Oh, that one is brilliant. Oh, why didn't I think of that
Foley.
one?
Beautifully done.
That is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. It's not spoilers to
Pretty
say that this is the only game with anime scenes. Okay. I hurt myself with that one. Thank you for doing that, though. That was beautiful.
No pain, no gain. But seriously, who would call this a riot? Like, if I suddenly send robot bears on the street to mash and maul people up, People wouldn't go, oh, it's a riot. I don't think that's the definition of riot.
Maybe something is lost in translation here. What would you call it?
Not that I'm the one that should be complaining about how you call certain things.
Well,
but...
you saw what happened when Komaru explained, oh, there's a bear attack. What bears? Quick, send help. There's this weird girl. She's talking about bears.
Yeah,
This just in, robots are fucking attacking us. Yes, yes. That being said, it's time for tutorial.
Okay, tutorial, here we come.
If you press the right mouse button, you ready the hacking gun. Okay. The mouse focuses the reticle. I like the fade to black in between. But
Wait, I'm already lost. What button do you press?
hold the right mouse button to bring up the gun.
Okay, okay.
If you press the left mouse button with the gun out, you fire the truth bullet. Hey.
The truth hurts.
Hopefully.
Oh my god. Okay, select
God.
ammo.
Pressing the F key opens the truth bullet selection screen. You can switch truth bullets with a 1 to 8 key. Alright. You can also switch truth bullets outside the menu with a 1 to 8 key. Try using all the multicolored truth bullets against the Monokumas.
I think General Mayhem in Japanese is considered a riot. I guess that makes sense.
Gun is amazing.
You're amazing.
Alright.
Definitely gonna get out of here.
Wait, use the dance one.
They're dead.
Oh, I like how they all pause for us to change. Burn? Okay, that's rough. So we have an infinite amount of bullets?
They're all
I
dead.
also like the burn one.
With this bear.
Okay.
Well, there has to be a point to that one.
I shouldn't have done that.
No, don't make a move. Burn, burn. Okay, apparently
Yeah,
it's
no.
fireproof. Let's go back to break.
Jeez, enough already.
What does Link do?
I have no clue. Oh.
Hey!
Oh, we took over.
Okay.
Damn
Wait.
it.
Hey, Foldy, this is just like that game you're currently playing, Control. What else can I do?
Oh, this movement. Let's not do this
Okay.
too often, shall we?
Run.
I think you can use the scroll wheel. I think you tried that, no?
Oh, yeah.
Does it work?
No, scroll wheel makes sense. Thank you very much.
Someone save me!
So far,
What is going on?
not the worst third-person shooter I've ever played.
I would get nauseous from the movement, I think.
No, blah. I should not read one line and then try to finish it while reading the other. You won't need all the ammo until later, okay? Scroll to quickly switch ammo. Yes, that works. Thank you for that. Much easier than going through the numbers. Nobody will save you, Komaru. Doesn't look like it.
We'll save her.
Y'all back on Dangan.
Yes, we are.
Hello,
we
Skinner.
just
How are
started
you
Ultra
doing?
Despair Girls. And
Happy
it's really different
Tuesday.
so far.
Now that I remember that it's not Wednesday.
Hmm?
Do some sit-ups in a moment.
Yes, we will.
And Vanessa, enjoy that water.
Cheers to the hydrate.
I'm at work. No! How long do you still have to work, Skinner?
Stop working. Stop working late shifts.
Yes. F.
Big F. But have an awesome
Capital
day
F.
at work.
Yes. Tell all your colleagues we said hi. And your customers. Actually, no, just your colleagues.
No customers too.
I won't drink water right now, but that's what you redeemed. Check the text. You are legally obligated to drink something now.
It's binding, I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Huh?
Oh, what's that?
An hour, allegedly. One more hour, that's not too bad.
Huh.
It'll be done at 8.
I will in
will
an
in an
hour.
hour.
That's acceptable.
We don't say when you have to drink something, just that you announce that you're drinking something. So remember that promise.
Who's there?
I'm guessing Toko will also be back.
Yeah, I'm gonna be disappointed if Toko doesn't make a comeback.
I think she's coming back right now. Actually, no,
It's not Toko's laugh.
That's not Toko.
Unless they changed voice actor.
Bum! I'm a zombie! We're gonna eat ya! Oh no, please don't eat me!
Hey, Masaru, do zombies really say rawr like that?
How old are these kids?
I'm really having trouble
Like
getting
9.
past that, you know?
Who cares? I told you, style is important for this kind of thing.
He has flames for eyes. Okay.
We really need to check if there are subtitles, I agree.
Kitty porn is a no-no. Wait!
Did she say kiddie porn?
No,
What are these kids doing?
I don't think she did.
Hey, what are you doing? Be more serious.
Didn't I tell you this broadcast was important? This is the Warriors of Hope's keynote address.
Jeez, what are you so mad about? Oh wait, I bet you want to play zombie too, huh, Nagisa?
Stop that!
Okay, so this is the scene where we name drop all the evil characters.
They're 9-year-olds! Ah, there's no subtitles. That sucks. Like, what the fuck?
Citizens of Toa City, nice to meet you. We are the Warriors of Hope. We are the masters of Mr. Monokuma. This town, this dirty, lame, worthless, pathetic, good-for-nothing town that's nothing more than a penal colony for filthy criminals. It is on this site that we've decided to build a paradise of children, for children, by children. And therefore, all of you adults will no longer be needed. Goodbye.
What happens when you reach a certain age?
I guess they'll kick you out.
You get sacrificed?
Probably.
Also, to what age will we define children?
I think they will tell you.
Oh look, there's Toko.
Okay.
Oh, let's check this intro. This is why we don't get kids.
Alright, Toko is back, since she seems to be the secondary main character, based on the artwork.
I'm looking forward to seeing Toko again. Enter my favorite!
Oh, we're also getting different Monokumas.
Oh, that's a lot of Monokumas. Well, she did say they are the master of Monokumas.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's definitely Makoto's sister.
See?
Yeah.
Toko. Is that a cigar? Yeah, that's the gangsta moon. Kurokuma. Whoa, that's
That was
awkward.
difficult, wasn't it?
Shirokuma. So it's basically... I really hope there's no fan service in this game because these are 9-year-olds.
I don't think it will have anything to do with them.
I sure hope not. That's gonna make this awkward as fuck. We can have fan service with Toko. Toko should be old enough by now.
Okay.
That's why this game is considered uncomfortable to many. The main villains are children. I am sorry, but children can be villains. Like, some are evil.
Around a year and a half ago, a certain incident completely changed the world.
Okay, at least we know where we stand.
I get that, but if that is the thing that made people uncomfortable, then I was right with me saying I'm not going to be fazed by it. I'm sorry, but after the stuff they explained that the Ultra Despair did just with Junko's body alone after she died.
Yeah, I'm not uncomfortable with the main villains being kids because fuck that. I'm still looking forward to what they're...
Yes, please, Fody, if you could. Because I don't know what's causing it.
I'm still...
Mic dev. Does it still happen now?
Well, the mic seems to be dying out now.
Is it still happening? Nah, okay. We're good now, it was just 1 second. Alright.
I'm guessing it is the rubbing over the shirt somehow.
What did I wear the last time we had this problem? Was it the same shirt?
I don't recall.
I'm gonna do a wardrobe change in a moment.
Well, we still have a... I think Fody clipped it last time as well, which means we can check on that.
The delay on mobile is so bad.
I have the same delay on my laptop actually. Usually I'm like 2 minutes behind.
Something like that.
It's pretty annoying.
Sorry about that, we're gonna go on another break. I'm gonna quickly change shirts on the off chance that it's this thing I'm wearing. As you put your drink down, what the fuck? Alright.
Then I do think it's you because my mic is definitely a nice distance from my shirt.
I'm gonna change my shirt. Be right back. We are back.
Finally.
This is driving me nuts, so you can now watch me life hack my own stuff. Because Tifa the other day was cleaning up clips and she deleted that one, the old one. But I know that I have this thing on YouTube. I just gotta be able to find it.
Well, I think that...
If I can find it.
I say we do our sit-ups and look at that after stream.
Wallace! Thank you for the resub!
Thank you so much!
Welcome
Coming in
back
with
to
the
me as
prime
well.
sub.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Would you like us to eat a bean? Please let us know.
I appreciate it. How's work going?
Yes, how is work?
We're streaming, so I know you're working.
Okay, found the video. Bear with me a second.
Bear with you. Oh look, it is the same shirt.
I was wearing the same shirt. Okay. So, I'm not gonna wear that one while streaming anymore. That's the first thing.
Imagine blaming me the entire time when it seems like we have evidence. It's not me.
I'm sorry, but 101% of all things going wrong
it's not
are
me.
due to you.
It's you. It's not me, it's you.
Anyway, now people can watch me sit here in one of my favorite shirts and I didn't even pay a cent for it because I won this in a raffle.
It's most definitely you.
Stop stealing content from people that are smarter than us.
I'm not doing that.
Yes, you are. You didn't write that song.
So, I don't write any song.
Y'all should get some hot sauce. Never.
I don't think we would do well with hot sauce.
No, I pressed the wrong button. No. There we go. Sit-ups are fine. And I have to do a double set now.
We'll do some extra ones. Yeah, I got that in my pocket. Where am I socking?
Is the workout homework, Tifa?
Good question. Yeah.
Nice.
It is. I can see you. We are actually almost out of beans as well.
What a shame.
But when I checked last time, they were sold out. So I don't even know if we can get a refill on time.
What a shame.
You ready?
Keep repeating that. 1, 2, 3, 4. What?
That was my back cracking.
Why?
Because it did.
But why? Why is your back cracking?
Why does any back crack?
And that's the first set.
Yes, it is.
And now one for Wallace. I think Wallace just did this to get around the cooldown for the sit-ups.
It's okay, it's good for you.
It seems like today is one of those days where I can do more sit-ups without getting completely winded.
These last two are hard.
We should do the sit-up challenge right now. I forgot to count on the second set.
Every time we've done that so far, I won.
I think that was 15 at least.
All I need to make you do is normal sit-ups and I win.
No.
And if we do them your way, I win.
No, you. No, you is what I say to that.
Oh. Mike Doom again.
Nice.
Okay, now I can actually explain it because now we did the...
Super Saiyan. Did the thing not work again? Mike, 2 times.
Turn off the thing.
If only you said what thing you were talking about.
Well, there's only one thing I could be talking about. On the way and after. Yeah, that could definitely be the shirt rubbing. What?
But then that would have been you.
That could have been.
Because there's no way that thing touches my chest.
Well, as long as it doesn't do it now. Oh, also shit, Endrick, I'm sorry I...
Thank you for the resub.
Thank you so much for the 8-month resub.
Thank you. Sorry for making you all deaf.
We thank you with Mike Doom. How are you doing, Endrick?
Still no hot sauce, no. Not now, not ever.
I think we die with the hot sauce challenge. Well, I can deal with sriracha. But I think everything above that... Nope.
I keep looking at OBS to see if the microphones do anything weird, but... This is driving me nuts because I don't know what exactly is causing it, because we're not doing anything different from what we normally do.
Oh, you clipped my mic different now.
It has to be further away from your body.
Well, as long as it doesn't happen now while we're sitting still, I might...
Doom Part 3.
Tiny bit less.
Let me have a quick look at that.
Well, you won't be able to see that.
Yeah, the question is when exactly it happens.
Yeah, but with those movements, that's what happens. Oh, I have an interview tomorrow.
Ooh, nice.
For a fully remote position. I will keep... Could also be the briefing.
Were you taking your socks off while the noise was happening?
Oh, yes. Then it's the socks.
No. This is driving me nuts.
That could definitely be. But I will keep my fingers crossed, Endrick.
Yes.
You can do this. I will bribe the people. You have to... Actually, no, you don't need that. I am sure you are gonna nail that talk.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
I wish you a lot of fun for your interview because you don't need luck.
True. A fun interview makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
To make it like a relaxed atmosphere.
Hopefully. And tonight is D&D night, so all is well in my world. How has your guys' day been? The day's been kind of crappy. And I don't know why our microphones keep doing what they're doing, now for the third time. I thought it was press your thumbs. I'm doing both. See? All at once. No, Tifa. No one does it like that.
Well, you could. Why not?
Also, if only you did it in a way that people can actually see what you're doing.
Better?
No. Now people could see something really dumb instead of just imagining it.
Wow. It's never good with you, is it? Amazing.
Let's get some more of this game. Hey, OBS crashed.
That means the moment you're gonna press that button, we're offline, aren't we? Or are we already offline?
We should still be online.
We are still online.
Out doing errands, so I can't hear you all, but I just wanted to pop by and say hi. Hope you all are well. Thank you, fabulous.
Hope you doing awesome.
Now, on top of all things, OBS has crashed. Let's see if we can.
What a shit show.
No, I can't go back into the game. Alright, we're gonna restart the whole stream.
You wanna restart the game too?
No, just the stream. This is a hot mess.
I think you jinxed it.
Probably yes. We'll be right back. We'll let you know in the chat when we should be back online.
Run off with your reset man.
And we are back. Hopefully without audio issues, no? And
fingers crossed.
hopefully also without all that other stuff. So let's try this game again.
Funnily enough, when I clicked on the Discord link, I also had to log in again. So I didn't see it yet.
Oh, and you'll be happy to know that the game crashed as well while we were gone.
So let's see if we can speed through the points where we were in the meantime.
I'm hoping there's a skip cutscene button.
There should be a way.
It's an autosave? No, of course
No.
not. Because why would there be one?
Well, especially if you want to redo certain things, I can understand.
Oh, for fuck's sake, yes. I made a shirtless Jack and not safe for work. Why would you do that?
I'm totally gonna check that.
Why would you do that?
Have fun adulting, fabulous, and have an awesome day.
Yes.
This is definitely adding to our slow run time.
And skip event. Yes, there is a skip button.
Oh, that's handy. Can you skip this too?
I just have to find it. Do I really need to press several buttons?
Okay, at least now you know where to run. We're now running away from Monokuma again.
Quickly getting back to the point where we were just now.
Oh, look, you can
run.
run.
Wait, there is a run button.
Imagine.
Okay.
No, you have to go the other way now. Aren't you running back now?
Yes, I made the dumb mistake of going another way.
There we go. Monokuma came out of the house.
I managed to put skip cutscenes but not add subtitles. Yeah,
the
I honestly
shitty
don't
thing
know
is-
why they didn't add subtitles. We can't see the game, that's on purpose.
Like during the things where she's talking, there are subtitles. But the moment, like where you're running around, they actually have it subbed. But like the moment it's actual anime style or cutscene thing, they leave it out.
Also, for some reason, you have to hold escape, it seems, to be able to skip a cutscene.
That makes sense. That's why that way you don't accidentally skip it.
Actually, if any of you have ever played the PC version of this game, please let me know what button you need to press to skip a cutscene, because it's really weird for me. Like, I need to press several buttons before the pop-up shows up. No.
Oh, we have Monokuma coins again.
Let me try to save the game. And then...
There's no save.
There is no save option.
Well, probably not in this bit, because you're in the tutorial, I suppose.
Let's get the game back on the stream. And then try to get a little bit further this time, shall we? Need a save point. No! No!
Wait.
Why do you do this to me, game?
So you can't actually save at any moment? That's good.
Congratulations, you just understood what a save point means. Had to take a phone call, back now and ready to enjoy some more Danganronpa.
You didn't miss anything.
Just on time.
Basically the game crashed, so now we have to run through again.
Okay. You did not miss anything.
The gameplay in this Danganronpa game, as you can see, is completely different though. It's more like a shooter...
They're dead.
A shooter visual novel.
What's with this bear?
Is that the last one?
Also has a lot of like anime parts in it.
Yeah,
So
this
now-
is the spin-off.
Now
Kind
we're
of.
just trying to run back to where we were.
What's going on?
We were somewhere here, I think.
While Jack's running through,
Wait.
basically
We were
this
not here.
girl was trapped in an apartment for 1.5 years, managed to escape when a giant Monokuma ripped the door out. Byakuya from the first game came up, saved us, we went outside, and basically there is a, as Fody mentioned so well, a terrorist attack
And now we're
happening
here.
in the city. And now everyone's being killed by giant Monokumas.
What exactly changed between now and when we started the stream, because suddenly you were able to do a competent recap?
I know, right? It's perfect.
Can you always be like that, please? I would appreciate that.
No.
Additional info, escape, skip event completely, hold shift, fast forward dialogues. The thing is, I have pressed escape because that was my first instinct to skip the cutscene.
How about you click in between?
But nothing happened. And then I pressed other buttons and then the pop-up to skip showed up. Maybe we're just cursed again. Who knows?
Why can't you speak and click?
Because these cutscenes are voiced and I don't want to talk over the voiced cutscene.
I see what you're doing there.
Apparently, the origin of the incident was a student
Oh,
movement.
this is where we were. Okay, never mind. That's why you don't do it.
Yes, correct, which is what I said.
Yeah. Good point.
But the school covered it up. So it was too late when the world finally realized.
Oh wait, Hope Speak Academy is on the
Before you
right-hand
click,
side.
do you see that building in the middle of the back that just seems like houses or like apartment blocks stacked onto each other in different sizes?
Yes. And I'm guessing those are other schools, because some of these buildings look rather unique, like to the center, slightly to the bottom, and then left is a very futuristic looking building, and the top, the one you just mentioned, and on the left there's this...
There's Japanese... Actually, that's the
feudal-
Bellsprout Tower from Pokemon. What?
There is
No?
that feudal Japan looking building. Your Bellsprout Tower.
It does look like the Bellsprout Tower.
So I'm guessing these will be the stages for this game.
They grew out of control, becoming a monster that swallowed the entire world. It couldn't have just been some riot or student protest. It had to be something far deeper.
Like
Deeper
the ultimate
and deeper.
despair. Did you see that I put deeper and deeper into the stream title today?
I saw. That was a good title.
That much should be obvious. It did come from Hope's Peak Academy, after all. Eventually, the incident grew so much in strength and scale that it threw the world into despair.
Global terrorism. Now they're calling it terrorism.
Theft, arson, brutality, murder. The violent crime rate went off the charts. Violence spawned revenge, which fueled more violence, driving the crime rate even higher.
Does that
Yeah.
say decent injury incidents have...
Recent.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Decent injuries. Like, what's a decent injury? Like a black eye? For some reason I saw that as a D.
Having to listen to you is a decent injury.
I somehow didn't make the connection with recent.
Of course you didn't.
Before long, a global war broke out. A war not for land or ideals, but only for the sake of war. A war that tainted the world with despair.
Isn't that a lot of
Despair,
wars?
you
huh?
say?
Even with all this evil and chaos,
I had complete faith in my world.
Do you recognize the picture?
Yes.
I think this is the one that they used in season 1 to blackmail.
Season 1.
Season 1. In Danganronpa 1 to blackmail
Yes.
Makoto that his family got murdered, no?
Yes.
Like you first had this one and then you had the couch all ripped up with blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And even when it felt like I was falling, I kept believing. It's still okay. It's all right.
Question is what happened to their parents.
Then, I found out that 7 of my classmates had died suspiciously. I fell further still, but even then I kept telling myself, it's all going to be fine.
What school did she go to?
A different one.
The realization that it was too late came to me like the ground rushing up to break my fall. A group of men I had never seen before broke into my house and separated me from my family. The world I had been living in up to that moment collapsed. Everything changed. And since that horrible and unjust imprisonment, a 1.5 years passed.
Also, wait. Now you sort of know where we are, no?
No.
Yes, if this really happened while Makoto back then was imprisoned, and it wasn't a bluff, she got kidnapped back then, and now we are 1.5 years later.
Potentially, yes.
Well, how else do you explain this?
Well, we don't know whether the video that we saw to blackmail us back then was made shortly before it was shown to us, or before that.
That is true, but at least we know it's at least 1.5 years later. Could be more, but it's not less.
Yeah, but we don't know from what point in time.
Yeah, but whatever.
We're assuming that this is...
I'm sticking to my view.
As I was attempting to say before I was interrupted, as far as we know, it's been 1.5 years since the event of the first game.
Yes.
But it could also be, for example, this is a stretch, but this is Danganronpa after all, that Byakuya and stuff were part of a future foundation before they lost their memories in the first game.
I decided not to overthink this, and I'm gonna go with it's 1.5 years later until proven otherwise. And I fully agree, I hate folding as well. Just stuff it all in there.
I was supposed to be a normal high school girl, but instead, I became a complacent prisoner. And what was waiting for me at the end of that despair was a despair even deeper, even worse. There's no use in keeping hope. That's what I was forced to realize, once again.
Okay.
Oh, that looks so weird.
Why is this happening? If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have stayed in my room forever.
Some of those scenes I wish they showed the graphics.
No, I'm good with this. No, I ignored it.
It's kind of a cute bouncy sound.
I gotta run. That's right. That Byakuya guy said that someone is supposed to be here, right?
Oh, there's plenty of people here.
Supposed to be here.
It feels weird to have 3D models in a Danganronpa game that are not 15 feet tall.
Kinda. I would be so fucked.
That suit. It's the same as that Byakuya guy's. Are you alright?
Who are you? You shouldn't be here. Hurry up and run.
You're from Future Foundation, right?
How did you know?
I know it's a shortcut because of the system this was originally on, but the answer is because you all look exactly the same.
I was told by a guy named Byakuya Tagami to meet you here.
Could you be? Are you a captive? Go to the park. Head through this door and Go straight down the road.
I already
That
would
sounds
have lost
dangerous.
what he explained.
There should be a Future Foundation helicopter there. Hurry.
If
Go.
someone ever
Well-
tries to describe to me how to get somewhere by just telling me like this guy just did, it goes in through one ear and out the other.
He literally said, go outside and walk straight until you see a helicopter.
Yeah, I already forgot about that.
Now you complain about me forgetting things.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't do directions by word. It just doesn't stick.
Well, there's a difference in going, hey, left and right, and then take the second corner to your middle and whatever.
You gotta get out of here.
I'm sorry.
Over here. I'll take you all on.
I'm so sorry.
So, wait.
She could have.
Wasn't it only Byakuya and us that have these weird guns?
The town. It's in ruins.
I found a spoiler-free description of where this falls in the timeline. I'll say it if you guys want. If it's spoiler-free, yes, please. Oh, it's a side-scroller now.
This looks very futuristic.
Dad? Mom! Makoto!
Okay, so there's the helicopter. You didn't even get lost.
Can I go up here? No.
It doesn't look like it. That looks like a fun playground.
Alright.
Are you people from Future Foundation?
They sure look like it.
This guy called Byakuya Togami said that you guys could rescue me.
Would you like to say anything?
What is your name?
There you go.
Komaru. It's Komaru Naegi.
Looks like that information about a captive in this town was correct.
It is a good idea to
there we
play Danganronpa 2 right after the first game, even though Danganronpa, another episode Out with the Spare Girls, is set before the events of the second game. Okay? This is because another episode will also spoil some of the plot points and characters in Goodbye Despair, although not to the extent of the first game, which would lessen some of the twists and turns of the story in the second mainline installment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, that's why they say play 2 first. Thank you very much.
Thank
that
you.
makes a lot of sense.
So, where is Byakuya Togami? Is he safe?
We sacrificed him.
He told me to run, so I haven't seen him since.
I see. I can't reach him, so I thought he might be in danger. But then again, this is Byakuya Togami we're talking about. I'm sure he can handle himself.
Let's just leave. He can walk back.
There was someone from Future Foundation getting attacked in the restaurant back there. Please, you have to go save him.
Understood. I'll go back for him.
Okay.
We can make it in time.
Well, he's probably...
What's going on here? I still have no idea what's happening.
But none of them have weapons.
I don't know who you are, or where I am, or anything.
I see. Well, we don't have much time, so I'll give you the short version.
That's
You were
the same
trapped.
voice actor as Byakuya.
You were trapped. We saved you. Get in the helicopter.
Trying to hit a slightly different tone.
First off, we're from an organization called Future Foundation.
No?
I would think so as well.
We're
Well, it's
trying
cheaper.
to help the world recover from the incident. You know what I'm referring to?
Incident?
It's behind your imprisonment. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
That took a while.
Can we stop calling it this?
These guys don't even have their own names. You think they get dedicated VAs? No, but I would have thought that the throwaway characters that only get random letters have their own voice actors. As in one that voices all of the...
Well, it's a big honor to be
Throwaway
voiced
ones.
by Byakuya.
It was more than just an incident. It shook the foundations of society to the core. And it wasn't just one.
They brought this back.
Various incidents broke out all over the world. And then the war. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history includes that, too. Because of all of this, the world just crumbled. But in all that chaos, Future Foundation is trying the best we can to bring hope back to this world.
That's gonna be Genocide Jewel, right?
No, that's... What's our name again? The ultimate everything.
Oh, and as
Actually,
for
no, that can't be it. Never mind.
Are you alright?
Actually, yes, I think it's the ultimate everything. What's her name again? Dakota.
Junko.
No, not Junko.
What are you talking about?
What was the main character called again?
Kamukura! But
Was it Kamakura? No.
yes.
Was that our...
Yes.
Ah, see, then I was right. That's the one it is.
But wait, Hajime is Kamukura.
There's only one person with that kind of hair so far in the game.
Yes. I'm guessing they made a second one because that silhouette was different. That did not look like Hajime's body with longer hair.
Well, it kind of did.
No, it was more slender.
You're more slender.
I wish.
Yeah. It's just a lot to take in, that's all.
I'm sorry, but you need to know. This town is an island off the coast and controlled by a powerful IT corporation.
I can't let this go. If they were able to make Hajime into a Kamukura, who's to say that they didn't succeed with another person?
Well, nothing, but I'm gonna stick to it.
There's gonna be more than one. And one of them we're gonna meet in this game.
It's commonly called Toa City. Toa City used to just be a nickname, but now it's what everyone calls it.
Ever since the government stopped functioning due to the tragedy, Toa Group and their cutting-edge technology are running the show here.
Toa Group is a corporation that played a huge role in rebuilding the world.
Okay. So that already happened.
Ever since the tragedy, air pollution has made a lot of the planet uninhabitable. But Toa Group developed an air purifier that can clean massive quantities of air at a time. They invented it only 3 months after the safety order to stay indoors was given.
Not bad.
Even after all this time, people all over the world are still clamoring for it.
But the clean air isn't the only thing that draws people to this town. Because of Toa Group's influence, this city has suffered far less damage than others.
Because it's relatively unaffected by the incident, it's of special interest to us.
Also, I like how when we ran out of the restaurant, we ran past several Monokumas eating the people there, which was literally just outside of this park. Yeah. And now we're standing here having a chat about the weather, basically.
Yeah, but they have limited range of vision, so we're safe.
And the giant air conditioning that's keeping us alive.
But this kind of riot going on in Toa City, this is something we never anticipated.
So it's a riot? Why is something like this happening?
Honestly, even we have no clue whatsoever about what's happening here. Where those Monokumas came from, why they're attacking the city.
Apparently the answer is 9-year-olds.
And that broadcast by those creepy kids. None of it makes any sense at all.
They were kind of creepy.
What we know for sure is that something horrible is happening here.
We need to get more intel, but our priority is to escape. We need to leave, at least for now.
Yeah, you're right. We need to hurry and escape. We'd probably get killed in a place like this. And I want to see my family again. It's been so long.
Oh, about your family.
You're dead.
What was that? Do you hear that?
I hope it's Monokumas because...
Singing?
Over there!
It's for kids, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a really creepy mask.
Get back!
Use the gun.
Well, obviously she's the only one armed. Shoot it. Shoot it. If I would do that, my foot would go straight through the nails. Yeah. I would be so fucked. Not that I wouldn't be fucked in this situation, of course. Like, I'd be the first one to get eaten.
This is not good.
I'm amazed that thing still came off the ground. He was kind of smashing the controls.
Okay.
Nope, never mind.
Why is this for punishment music? Yeah. Exactly, Wallace. This is the execution music.
Well, isn't she our new main character?
How?
People can survive plane crashes.
I mean, we know explosions don't matter in Danganronpa, so...
Seeing the belly button from the front is one thing, but like... But like from the side, it kind of creeps me out. Holy shit, that's a lot of monokumas.
Yep.
Where do these 9-year-olds get the finance to make these? Like, they have to be expensive.
Can you hear me?
Is that Nagito?
Are you okay?
That voice sounds familiar. Fake out murder, that's why? Yep.
You look completely exhausted.
Who are you?
Me? Oh, my name's not really important.
I am digging this look.
I'm just a lowly servant.
Why do you never dress like this?
Why does he have to come back?
Holy shit, he looks fucking awesome.
I had heard this town would be safe, so I came here to seek refuge. Then, the riots. And on top of that, I get captured by them. I've seriously got no luck at all.
So... Wait!
I love his hair.
That also makes sense. In Danganronpa 2, we only learned that they captured the remnants of Ultra Despair. We never got a timestamp on that.
True. They found their location and captured them.
Oh dear lord. Komaeda is eternal! So our tech issues. Nagito is here with a collar too.
He looks awesome.
Why did they leave a chain on him though?
Why not?
Because it's impractical.
It adds to the look.
I should not ask questions in these games.
But because I pleaded for my life, they allowed me to live as their servant.
He's wearing one glove. I'm guessing it's because he chopped
and you
off
know why.
his hand.
Exactly. It's a mitten. Yeah, so that now people that play this game first will be like, oh, that's what it was under the mitten.
I'm being rude. Enough about me. Let's talk about you.
Could have been just that they grabbed him while cooking.
Wait.
I'm just saying.
Time out. Can we talk about the fact that the jacket he's wearing has a zipper in the back, just right off the center? Why?
It's punk fashion.
It's unnecessary. Please, Tifa,
excuse me.
Teach me punk fashion. What does the zipper there do?
It's fashion. You can put zippers wherever the fuck you want.
I know you can put zippers everywhere because I've played a Final Fantasy game before and the design was basically belts and zippers.
Have you not seen certain fashion items that make no sense whatsoever?
Do I look like I have seen fashion items before? Do you see the way I dress?
Yes, you place these zippers all over the place and they don't have to make sense. That's the whole point.
Winter pooping.
Now I'm really curious on how you poop, Fody. If you need a zipper at that location.
We need a show us your winter coats redeem to see if you have zippers in the back. Spoilers, I don't, which is why I found this to be kind of funny. Punk fashion his zippers all over the place because reasons. He needs a zipper on his forehead.
Yes.
To be honest, with the whole like chain and metal-y look he has, if he had a zipper on his forehead, kind of like Frankenstein's monster, it would have like all gelled together. It wouldn't have been out of place.
Either you truly are completely exhausted, or you're simply afraid to wake up and face reality. You were asleep a full 2 days.
Wow.
We were kind of in a helicopter crash and imprisoned, and my breakfast got interrupted.
A full 2 days. More than enough time for the world to change completely.
Oh dear Lord, what happened?
Yes, even our world can change just that quickly. Like a watercolor painting caught in the rain.
It's kind of a nice metaphor.
Don't like the background music.
Why not?
The actual singing in it.
It's vocalizing.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Once again, I'm sorry on behalf of my partner.
But you're more concerned about yourself.
Ooh, gift box.
Right now, correct?
Excuse me.
You're wondering what's to become of you now that you're trapped here in this place.
What's going to happen to me?
He can never just act like a normal person, can he?
Huh?
Apologies. Your reaction was so normal. It surprised me a little.
You know, because I'm used to having ultimates around me all day.
He's talking very slow.
I do like how almost this whole game is fully voice acted. Yes, so do I, because that's easier on my voice.
No, sure, it does make sense.
You honestly don't have a single unique characteristic.
Wow.
I'm at a loss of words.
But it's okay. I'll accept it from you.
No need to be depressed about it. This world is filled with unremarkable people. And the only one capable of empathizing with common, boring people is a common, boring person like yourself.
You know who's
he must
also...
be so much fun at parties.
You know who's also a common, boring person?
Tell me.
Not you. No.
That's a lie.
I tried.
I mean, you know how Nagito feels about non-ultimates? Yeah, but...
So, that's why you pass.
You would think that he... it's Nagito. I'm overthinking.
What are you talking about?
Just pull on the chain.
Well, that is just my personal opinion. It doesn't matter to them at all.
Is it just me or does he talk slower?
Take a proper test.
A test?
Because when people talk slower, it also forces the other side to listen slightly more carefully, because you are automatically focusing, because this way of talking is not exactly normal.
I already zoned out at like the 5th word you said.
Is it spoilers to tell you where in the timeline this is? If you do contain spoilers, then it would be, but Foley already beat you to it.
Yeah. We already learned that it is before the second game.
Yes.
Which so far makes sense.
Yeah. But since there's a lot of stuff in this one that spoils the second game, people suggest to play it afterwards, which is what we're doing.
But before that, I'll return this to you.
Can we talk about the box in the room? Wait, they left us with the weapon?
The hacking gun!
I borrowed it from you without permission. Sorry. But I absolutely had to analyze its capabilities.
Why would they lock us with the hacking gun?
This is the despair version of Nagito, so even more of a dig. To be honest,
I'm digging.
I'm liking this one better than the Nagito we met during Danganronpa 2 towards the end of the game.
Well, he didn't go full nuts yet.
No, he is just slightly condescending. He doesn't make it his vendetta. He doesn't make it his mission to have every other word be an insult. So
it sure is an amazing little machine. A device that forcibly hacks machines by shooting program codes with electromagnetism. However, it was a bit too powerful. I made a few modifications for game balance purposes.
And I only have
thank
one
you.
bullet.
Game balance?
Now we don't have unlimited ones at least.
Worry. You'll have the opportunity to upgrade it later.
Thank you, Nagita.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I understand how you feel, but it's about time you started the test.
That's exactly what I needed when the world
Someone
is
to
under
break
attack.
my weapons.
You can safely make it all the way to where everyone is waiting. You pass.
Everyone?
You'll meet them when you get there. However, even after you meet everyone, be sure to keep that gun of yours a secret.
No, gift box.
Die, that is.
Fine, Nagito.
I'll be going on ahead.
Please do.
What the heck? What is going on now?
Instead of going for despair in the name of hope, he goes for hope in the name of despair. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Stop trying to break our gift box. Oh, okay, so we only have break right now. More tutorial.
Time for another tutorial. Looks like you have obtained Move. Move is a truth bullet that can activate some machines with superpowered hacking magic. Try it on that power panel with a red light. Oh, and I know you probably remember, but you can press the F key to change ammo. Or use the mouse wheel, it's much more convenient.
Do we really have to shout move?
I'm scared.
Yes, the same way you have to announce your super move in a fighting game. Time for another tutorial. Now that you've put in some time with a hacking gun, let me tell you something. The red left eye is a weak point for all monokumas. Okay. Shoot that weak point with break, and most monokumas go down in one shot.
Okay.
Plus, after you've hit a weak spot, break ammo will give you one power shot. It's one hell of a shot, one that's way stronger than the regular break. Now that's killing two birds with one stone. Or
Wow.
one truth bullet.
They didn't even go with 2 bears, 1 stone.
No. Why would it?
Because they're bears. Why don't you still use birds?
If you think you're so hot, why not try aiming for the weak spot?
Well, you did say your face was hot.
Shoot a lot of stuff in this game, yes.
Again.
He covered its eye. Oh, hey, you better pick that up.
Is this the game balance that guy was talking about?
I want my gacha. But he covered its eye. How is it still a nice shot?
Alright, nothing here. Nothing there.
I do not agree with this.
Hey.
Just shoot it.
But I want the nice shots.
Also,
Bear
wait.
puns are only when Monokuma is talking. That makes sense.
Also, wait, we already got 100 gacha coins.
Yeah, thanks to my awesome eye shots. And we got an achievement for that.
That's a lot of coins already.
Did I just get locked in?
Better keep shooting.
Maybe I should try to move something again.
Holy shit, that's a lot of...
To the room past the stairs?
Alright.
Well, good thing she's saying the direction.
The coins are a lot bigger numbers in this game. Nice. I like the
No
numbers.
longer a gacha. No.
Nice.
Not my gacha. This game sucks.
Gotcha sucks.
You suck.
Okay, so it wasn't the Future Foundation that caught him, it's them. Okay, I was wrong.
You're those kids. The kids who were on TV.
Oh man! How famous!
Please shoot the weird one first, in the suit. Actually, no, that one.
I can only write using a chisel, but if you don't mind that, I can sign your back too.
Okay, that one first.
Presents as well. I'm always in the mood for sweets. However, salty flavors are no good. Those disgusting tastes are never worth putting in your mouth.
Actually, shoot her first.
I want to drive a train someday, but can't. I want to go inside a chimney.
Excuse me.
What?
I have no clue. They're 9-year-olds. Probably younger. 7? 8?
She looks the creepiest.
Welcome, big sis. I'm so happy you came, meow.
Meow. It's kind of like this possessed doll vibe. Shoot them.
That's right. Big sis doesn't know us
And
yet.
it's a hacking gun. They're not robots, are they?
So
Actually, for all we know, they could be.
Who says break doesn't work?
Every single one of these kids are fucked up in their own way. Yes, I expect as much.
I had a feeling when they were walking around with the dead body.
Yes. She's my favorite character. Meow.
Meow.
Well, I guess we should start with introductions.
We should start by putting bullets into your heads and then leaving.
Alright, let's start with me, the leader.
Actually, how about we kick her out of a wheelchair and then use the wheelchair to clobber these 5 kids?
I like the way you think.
Like, you're so violent, Jack.
These kids have it coming already.
I have finished Danganronpa 2. Also, why does it say F intro?
I don't know.
Do I want to press the F button? Oh, for more details.
Let's clap them. Meow.
Leader that unites the Warriors of Hope with a bang, Masaru Daimon.
The music does not fit my emotional state right now.
I'm loving this.
Special subject was PE, so they called me Lil Ultimate PE.
Let me guess, they're all little ultimates.
My third thing is Little Ultimate.
Every exercise ever. Running non-stop 24/7 365 is easy as pie. Oh, I almost forgot. My job in the Warriors of Hope is the hero.
Well, the only thing walking is his mouth.
In any other game or movie or series, this would be the main character.
And as hero and the leader, I'm gonna be the new ruler of this town.
No, this would be the bratty kid that's bugging the main character.
No. This is the hero that is slightly bratty, but during the course of the story, grows up and becomes more mature and therefore a better person and an even better leader.
I disagree. This would be like the little brother and then you go on an adventure to ditch this little shit.
Maybe in Dutch television, but not anywhere else in the world.
I'm the leader of the Warriors of Hope, hero class Masaru Daimon. I always give 100%. My favorite class was gym, so they called me Lil Ultimate PE.
Oh, now you kinda...
Hero, the leader, and the Lil Ultimate PE. I even impressed myself.
The badgies.
Far too boastful to be a leader. A true leader is calm and dignified.
Oh, they're all wearing it. The badge they're wearing kind of reminds me of the Greyman.
But I am the leader. We all agreed on it.
All he did was win rock, paper, scissors.
So does he have a duck in his eyes or is it a flame?
It's a flame. They
Also
all
with-
have a different pattern in their eyes.
With her, it either looks like a duck or that Pokemon that evolves into the coffin with all the hands. Fuck, what's it called? Gar? It's like black, has a golden body, one big eye.
That flying mask thing.
I'm not sure if it's a flying mask.
I think it's called the mask.
No, I don't think so. It evolves into the mummy coffin. With, fuck. It kind of reminds me of that, but it could also be...
Cophragigius? Didn't we have one in that?
Yeah, but it's the evolution, or it's the form before that. Or,
He's Gary from Pokemon.
or it looks like a duck.
Gary was here, Ash is a loser.
I hope not. Okay, let's go with ducks.
Doesn't matter. I'm still the leader. I won, so I'm the leader. The leader!
And his eyes are happy ducks. Let's see.
That's fire, Tifa.
No, it's happy ducks. You have like a beak that's slightly open, one eye, and then like 2 arms, like... Okay, he has...
Anyone willing to back me up that it's fire?
Do all of them have duck shapes?
You know, enthusiasm, energy.
It's a duck.
Fine, fine.
Open your eyes.
Leader. Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am the sage, Nagisa Shingetsu. I am the vice leader of sorts. My name is Nagisa Shingetsu. In the Warriors of Hope, I act as the vice leader and sage.
I can't make a duck out of this.
When I attended elementary school, I was known as Little Ultimate Social Studies.
I feel like I'm at a carnival.
What's with these titles?
Also, can we talk about how buff these students are?
One area of my expertise. I excel at all scholarly pursuits.
Yeah, maybe he sat next to Sakura and Nekomaru.
Look at all of them.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. This is perfectly in line with my expectations.
I was labeled Little Ultimate Social Studies because I was raised to be among society's elite.
So he's a small knockoff Byakuya, basically.
Well, we do know he's the bad guy because he has earrings.
Yes. Thank you. You've learned something. Also, that only occurred to me now. I was right about Ibuki the whole fucking time and you never even acknowledged it. Say it. Say it.
I'm not even gonna go there because you only pinned it on Ibuki. And
Ibuki?
it was not only Ibuki.
I was 100% right with my opinion and my expectation. Ibuki was evil as fuck.
All of them were evil as fuck.
But I didn't say everyone is, I said Ibuki is and Ibuki was. I'll say it, the Ibuki you met was perfectly innocent.
Exactly, you even had the whole discussion where you agreed that these are new people and everything they did before should be forgiven and blah-de-blah.
Don't use my own words against me when it suits you.
So you were completely wrong.
No, that's not how my opinions work. You can only use them in the moment I want them to be used. Yeah, you're right. But technically I'm still correct.
But this guy is definitely evil.
I am a babysitter of sorts for the Warriors of Hope. Monica excluded.
Wallace, back me up, you know. No. How about this? We're both correct.
Well, I call dibs on this one, and I'm right.
So, wait. You're saying that the kids that are clearly set up to be the evil characters are the evil characters after they've been introduced.
But I said it first.
You know how they say sometimes people go for the low-hanging fruit? You're going for the fruit that has fallen off the tree right now.
Yeah, it's easiest.
During my time at Hope's Peak Elementary, I was known as Little Ultimate Social Studies.
I'm sorry, but this Little Ultimate is pissing me off for some reason. It's so annoying.
That's like calling Monokuma as evil. Yes. What happens when they turn out to be good like Monomi? Tifa?
I called it from the beginning that Monomi was the good guy. And you didn't believe me. These are not Monomis.
Correct. And I said that because I thought that the music playing when Monomi was introduced, Usami was introduced, was foreshadowing.
I see the good in people.
Who are you trying to fool?
And with these kids, we should open them up to find out.
Next,
fucking shoot them already.
Watch this, watch this. I know Tifa's next prediction. Monica is in a wheelchair.
Whoa.
Let me guess, I took the words right out of your mouth.
She could be faking it.
I mean, that music is a banger, yes. All of the Danganronpa 1 and 2 music were amazing.
Actually, no, she's not faking it. I know from experience that faking being in a wheelchair is really hard. And she's a natural.
Predicting predictions. That's who we are. That's how good we are. Can't say that with a straight face. Guess her ultimate though.
Good point. Well, I wouldn't have guessed the social studies. I would have guessed like ultimate snob.
Well, okay, so far it seems it's a school theme.
Little ultimate wheelchairer.
No. Damn.
Could be her ultimate. They're all elementary school subjects. I don't even remember my
Do you know how long it's
school
been since
subjects.
I've been to an elementary school? I remember being there, but...
Ultimate drawing? Brushing your teeth?
No,
I remember a class on brushing your teeth.
Once again, I would like to remind people that she went to school underwater, technically. At least beneath the sea level, so just go with it.
But you start elementary school when you're like 4. At least in the Netherlands.
So you have never brushed your teeth until you were taught how to in school?
Well, no, but it's a lesson.
I'm not even gonna ask more questions.
I even remember the toothbrush we got. And like this little tube of toothpaste.
How about you start your
It
predictions?
was pink and gum flavored. I remember.
I'm sorry, you can't recall the stuff you did yesterday in a video game, but you can recall the toothbrush and the flavor of the toothpaste when you were taught how to brush your fucking teeth in your underwater school?
Don't you sometimes have like these tiny details that you still remember?
I'm... Tifa and Beth share a brain. She is the exact fucking... This is honestly amazing. But...
I fucking love Beth. I
Not
always
Tifa.
feel like she's so relatable.
Now, what do you think Monica's ultimate is gonna be?
I really don't know. Like, what other classes do you have in kindergarten?
History. I'm going with history.
What? Who has history?
Of course you didn't have history lessons in elementary school.
Wait, how old is elementary school in America? Or in wherever the fuck we are? Like, which class frame or age frame is this?
Social studies is history. What the fuck?
Who even has social studies, by the way, at this age?
Why is it called social studies?
Wait, what do you do?
History.
What do you do at social studies?
History, apparently. I don't know.
I didn't have history until I was like 10.
Remembers what you wore to kindergarten, but can't remember what you did yesterday. 5 to 10 years old.
5 to 10.
I've had history lessons back then.
What the fuck did I do at 5 to 10?
It's a mix of history and government stuff. Okay. Thank you for teaching us about...
You get government stuff at that age?
how other countries teach their kids.
But seriously, I have no clue what their ultimate is. Ultimate leader.
Alright, if history is already taken, is geography also a part of social studies or is that its own class? Because over here it is.
That seems like an ultimate, that's not very handy to have.
Okay, social studies is an elementary school, the basic level. It includes geography and basic... I give up. Like, why do you need to make up new words? Like, call it history and geography.
Yeah, now you can mash it in one lesson. Now you don't need 2 different teachers for it. It's cheaper.
True. Capitalism.
Ultimate thinker, right here.
Well, I had 2 different classes for these subjects, just saying.
So did we.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with English.
Ultimate English makes sense. We got English at that age. Could be.
Hope's Peak? You mean that Hope's Peak?
Of course, where else?
Why should that surprise you?
I didn't know there was an elementary school affiliated with the academy.
Such an ignorant woman. Anyway, who's next?
I love his hair color.
Wait, before I go, can I practice introducing myself?
He's the kid that ate the glue during crafting.
What's the serial killer again that made like masks out of human skin?
Leatherface.
He's kinda acting like this dude.
And they pay our teachers shit. Yes, one of the greatest tragedies about the American culture that I'm aware of.
I'm sorry, but I think that's a global thing. Like, we have the exact same thing that teachers don't earn enough.
True. In Germany, teachers used to be agents of a state and earn really well. Nowadays, they don't anymore, which is a disgusting shame if you ask me. I don't understand how anywhere in the world you can think that it's a good idea to pay your teachers pennies. These people shape the next generation of people.
And have to deal with the parents.
Yes, that too. Like,
that's probably the worst bit.
You have a responsibility of looking after these kids to try to get some knowledge into them within a lesson, maybe a couple a week, while making sure they don't kill themselves or do other stupid shit like this kid is eating glue, you know it, if not sniffing it at the same time.
I actually had a colleague that went to school to become a teacher. And like after 2 or 3 years, I believe, he gave up on the study because he realized he's not just teaching the kid, he has to deal with the parents.
Yeah.
And like in the class he was working part-time as part of his study, he also had like he was with those teacher-parent conferences. And they got so much shit for the things that they should teach their kids and how they're doing it wrong. And that they have to teach them manners, and I don't know what the fuck they should teach them. Like, that's your responsibility as a parent, you know? You shouldn't push everything on.
No, this is why I put my kid in school. So I can learn these things.
And then he's like, you know what, I fucking give up. And he actually changed his study, and that is sad. And they don't even get paid enough for that stuff.
That kid is like 80% glue, yes. In middle school it's called civics because it focuses on the structure of our government. Okay, that makes sense, and I think I would have been able to guess that from the name of the subject.
I believe...
Civics, government, that kind of gels in my head.
I believe we don't even get that until high school, but I can't remember.
We only do get that in the last couple years of mandatory school, yes. I mean, it's mentioned before occasionally, but like stuff like taxes and all of that jazz, that only comes later.
Yeah, the tax system is definitely in high school. Like starting your second year in your economics classes, I believe.
Mm.
But like in middle school already? Like definitely not. Nando!
Hello, Nando.
How are you doing?
Ausrufezeichen Hochzeit.
Oh, it's a translate.
Yes. Not to be confused with Hochzeit, which is the German word for a wedding. Hochzeit. Up time.
Oh, that's very literally.
Yes.
Uitroepteken. Oh, I thought it was an ASMR, by the way. Uitroepteken. Hoogtijd.
Same thing what I said, by the way.
Which is definitely not a normal word. No one would say hoogtijd.
Yeah, the same thing I said. Unless you mean wedding, which is Hochzeit, then it's a short O sound.
Yeah.
Nightbot is a duplicate. Yes, Tifa, why do we still have Nightbot?
Oh yeah, now that you mention it. Good point.
Ignorant masses are easier to control. Less teachers equals more ignorance. Unfortunately true. And it doesn't get better when you get this through the different generations, because if your parents cannot teach you certain things because they've never been taught, then they can't teach you either, and it's just a vicious circle.
Teachers are underappreciated.
Delcom uptime. Didn't work.
What's a Delcom?
Delete command.
Oh.
It's an abbreviation, Tifa.
But SharePoint, that one we definitely...
Wait until you find out that in the US schools who don't do as well in standardized testing get less money. That's fucked up too.
We're gonna punish you by giving you less money, and you better increase that quality next time or you get even less money.
How is that supposed to work? When have you ever tried to make something on a budget and then you were told this isn't up to par, do it again with less resources? Spoilers, that doesn't work.
It does not. Nightbot, translate for me. Nachtbot.
Nachtbot.
Of nachtrobot.
It's a different
Klinkt
spelling,
beter.
but it sounds exactly the same, because the Dutch actually stole the German language when it was in its infancy, and then they just gave up and never contributed to improving it.
Hey, don't you write Nacht the same in German?
How do you spell it?
N-A-C-H-T.
You even stole the spelling, you just fucked up the pronunciation of that beautiful word.
I told you it's the same. Nachtbot.
I was wrong. It's even the same spelling.
Call him Wheatman. Say hi to the Wheatman.
Yes. Told you this game would spark some good conversations, and this is only the first chapter. This is what we do. We play video games very slowly, have tons of technical issues, and talk about things that are maybe remotely related to what's happening on the screen right now. Weedman, Grasman.
Grasman.
That's even the same spelling again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Grass.
Yep. Actually, no, one S. Gras.
Ha!
Gras is one S.
I enjoy these words. To answer your question, how's the game so far? I like it if it didn't crash on us earlier. And I would love it if it had subtitles. And I would love it even more if I could save at any point I wanted, not just at save points.
I like how different it is from the other two games so far. The music isn't a full upgrade. Like, this is quite good, but there are parts where they vocalize the songs. And that I do not like. So the music isn't better in my opinion. These kids are also annoying as fuck so far, I would say. And the little ultimate somehow kind of also annoys me, just to ring to it.
Tifa's ultimate talent is to be born without taste. She doesn't like vocalizing in songs.
Well, this bit of the music is good. And I also don't mind vocalizing in songs. I'm just saying in this game, I don't really like it so far.
Glue Eater.
Lime Eater.
Klebstoffesser. It's not a joke. That's the literal translation. Klebstoff, glue, Esser, Eater.
Imagine making a 4-letter word into half a textbook.
You could also shorten it, but then it wouldn't have been as funny. You could also say, if you want to carry the same like the personal attack into it, you would say something like Klebefresser. Klebe as in short for Klebstoff, and then fressen instead of essen, because fressen is something animals do.
Yeah, we have the same thing in Dutch.
Essen is something people do. You know.
Vreten.
Yes, but I know that that's also a more accurate term to describe how I eat.
Lijnvreter.
I love German because so many words are way too long. Wait until you meet a Donaudampfschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitän.
German is so weird. And the worst thing is actually their grammar. Like, they have words capitalized fucking everywhere and it is so annoying.
My favorite is speed limit.
Maschinengewehrschütze. Yeah, and they like to make one word out of things.
How would you say tempo limit, because speed limit? Because over here, colloquially, it's...
What?
Wait, do you mean what we normally say, which is tempo limit? Or do you mean Hochgeschwindigkeitsbegrenzung, which I believe is the official term but no one uses?
Also, no one uses tempo limit.
Yes, they do.
I have never, ever once heard that word.
Imagine spending so much time as a co-passenger in a car and never once listening to the radio announcements.
Well, no, the moment I step in a car with your dad, I zone out.
Yeah, the official one, yeah. Hochgeschwindigkeitsbegrenzung. It's a mouthful. Oh, sorry, a mopotful. Hochgeschwindigkeitsbegrenzung.
Words are a mopotful.
Yes.
I fully agree.
My favorite letter is mopotful. And I drink to that.
What was it? Big mopotful? Glad mo... No. What was that emote? Happy gladful? Big gladful.
Large gladness.
Oh yeah, large gladness. Oh, I was so off.
Fody, stop trying to burn my cows.
Fucking Fody, we have no cows left in Germany after you come here.
Okay, Tifa, you say that word first because I actually know how to.
The best we have in English is... Wait, give me a second to read that. Anti-disestablishment aneurysm.
You're an aneurysm.
Anti-disestablishment... Arianism. Arianism.
You what, mate?
What?
No. Hard no.
What? That's not even a word.
Tifa.
What I said, I mean.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh, Tarianism. That's exactly what I said.
Yes, Wallace. That... Oh my god. This is one of those words where at that point you are not allowed to fuck up.
What? Why not?
No. No. Those times are thankfully fucking over. No.
What does it mean? Does it go in line with colonies?
I'm gonna explain the last 100 years of European history to you after the stream. Maybe Tifa should have paid more attention during her social studies and civics. Because I know for a fact that that particular thing, or that, was brought up in Dutch schools too. You know, having been an occupied country for a while.
Let me copy.
You will not Google that on my account. No, that's not the word, that's the problem. That's the one you can't pronounce.
Let me first copy, colonize.
How the fuck do you progress so slowly? Evie, we're busy talking about words.
You know the worst thing? It's kind of the same in Dutch.
The Dutch word is actually one letter longer, it has an E at the end.
It is almost the same. Yeah, it's anti... Well,
it's auntie.
Disestablish. Wait, we even do the disestablish? That's probably not the right word.
Oh my god. Can we do this later, please?
Yes, we can, but what was the word Wait, I first need to Google that. And then we can do that.
It might not be a word she's used to in English rather than Dutch. Oh, I have a strong feeling that it's the same word in Dutch as well.
This is not a word. How do you spell it?
Exactly like that, but like I said, I will explain it to you later.
Okay.
I give up. That backpack is full of glue. Yes, but at
Good
least...
segment, Fody.
A segment?
That was a segue.
Oh my god.
Words confuse me.
You attempted it. I give you credit for that. A D for effort.
I'll take it. Oh, I'm the priest.
Jotaro Komori.
Priest. Oh, as in resurrecting people, huh? Okay.
I do not have time to take a moment to talk about his Lord and Savior.
Next prediction, this kid is gonna Frankenstein corpses together and make them move again. Calling it now.
You know how when you stare into moving bicycle spokes, you get all scared?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't.
Like, for some reason, you imagine how painful it would be to put your hand in.
Fuck! I can relate. I feel worse.
She's crying.
Give me a second, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but how did this break you? What?
Because I was totally ready to go like, what the fuck is this weird kid talking about? And now he came with the like, imagine how painful it would be to put your hand in. And I have had that thought hundreds of fucking times.
I am both disgusted and also not shocked by that statement. She is literally crying.
Why is this kid suddenly so relatable? Oh, I'm sorry, that's funny as fuck.
You both also share the same expression. No, you didn't. Tifa, you don't need to try for that. That's the beauty of it.
Like, do you know how often I've sat like on the sidewalk, watched bikes come by and then think like, oh, putting your hand in between that? You know, I'm gonna stop talking.
No, please continue. I will just not drink.
Fuck, why is this kid so relatable?
You know the worst part? The music fits so well right now.
I didn't want this to happen.
I'm sorry, but you what, mate? Let me guess, when you see a wood chipper, you also think how it would feel to put your hand into it. No, that's a yes. That took way too long. No.
No, to be honest though, with a lot of things, I wonder if it would hurt. Like, you know, when you're walking past a field
I
with
am
cows
in pain right now.
and it has like the electric wire. Like the first thought is always like, what if I touch it? Or like, what if I do this? And it's kind of the same with these things.
No, I don't actually. I don't.
I feel like this kid is judging me. He's like staring straight at me. Click again.
No, Tifa, actually the screen has been turned off. You're looking at the screen mirroring your face right now.
Looking right into my soul. Instructions unclear. Hand got stuck. In bike wheel.
In cow. Surprisingly, these kids are very well written as kids. They do not sound like adults when they're talking ever. Are you talking about Jotaro or are you talking about Tifa? Are you still crying? I'm sorry, but you turned 2.5 shades red in the last 5 minutes.
That's because of the crying.
Hey, it's better to think about it and not do it instead of actually just trying it out. Yes, 100%. 100%. Tifa's self-perseverance is non-existent.
But I'm sorry, I am quite sure almost everyone, at least someone who has grown up in a bike country, has had this thought. Like, if it was a car, I wouldn't have thought about it.
If you ever meet other Dutch people, please ask them whether they thought about this.
Oh, my name is Jotaro Kamuri, and bird skin isn't yummy no matter how you cook it.
Yummy.
Bike country. Yes, other people would say the Netherlands, but bike country. I have had this thought. Okay.
See? Thank you, Wallace.
Just so you know, Wallace, I don't judge you. I judge her reaction to what was happening on screen.
Because I was so ready to bitch at him. I was like all prepared.
So I think the reason why I never thought about it is because I actually did that once.
That somehow surprises me less. We do know who is the smarter one.
Do you know how
between us.
incredibly clumsy I am? I get my hands stuck in everything.
It's okay. I don't judge.
Yes, you have no place to.
Also, I'm sorry, but crispy chicken skin can be really good.
Arts and crafts, so they called me Little Ultimate Art.
Okay, I had a feeling about this one. Like ultimate crafter, I would have said.
Yeah, arts and crafts.
Yeah.
I'm so late to set up stream. I can't stop watching. I'll be. Ask Beth if you. Fody, if you can still hear this, please ask Beth how often she has thought about putting her hand into bicycle tires or wheels. Tires for finger in it. Remembering it is way worse than just thinking what if. Yes. I can feel it here because this is where my hand got stuck.
That can be really painful. Kind of depends on the speed.
If you ever got your hand jammed in a door, like...
Oh, that's so painful.
It's like that, but more narrow. Because, you know, the spokes of the wheels are kind of more narrow.
If it's arts and crafts, leave it to me. I can remove nails and varnish and things.
How slow he talks is so annoying to me.
Is removing nails really arts and craft? Well, the art of torture is a thing.
Feasting for the warriors of hope. Oh, and also, I wonder if aliens exist.
I'm sorry, but have you ever met anyone that you know has written for video games? Because it feels like this character is modeled on you.
What? We only have one thing in common. That is
no,
so
but I
not
got
me.
my whole foot caught in bicycle spokes once as a kid.
Ah, that is so painful.
Ah, how did you do that? Here's my dumb bike story. I was cycling once, and almost before I was all the way home, I was cycling down this long stretch of bicycle path, and I was humming a tune to a song. And I got so focused on the song that I completely zoned out. I realized there's a street crossing ahead, when my brain snapped back in, realized there's a fucking street up ahead, so I just slammed the front brakes and the back brakes. At the speed I was going, my bike did this.
Oh, that is so painful.
I actually slid over the path for a moment. That hurt like a motherfucker.
Yep.
When I came to, because it took me a second, like I didn't lose consciousness or anything, but it took me a second to get back to reality. Imagine how far away I was from actually being at the street. Couple 100 yards. I was nowhere close.
Oh, that is
nowhere
painful
close.
as well. Like, it can be hard to keep your legs up. I fully understand that.
I was riding on the back of a bike and I didn't know I was supposed to keep my leg. That hurts.
These kids are modeled off of how hard it is to stay on subject when talking to a kid. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that really the case?
Yeah. I mean, in that sense, we're still kids.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Oh, DMC away. Now, after we watched the intro, let's watch Jotaro say it all again, in different words.
And you specialize in arts and crafts, making you Little Ultimate Art, correct?
Okay, maybe not himself then.
It kind of all sound like rappers.
You said what I was gonna say. The whole thing.
Whole shebang.
Oh, my chest itches. I wish I could scratch it raw. Reach inside and scrape my nails on it.
It's the same like when your eyeball is itchy.
Too long.
What? No.
Well, you
No.
can't exactly scratch that, so it's a really annoying feeling.
Have you had a conversation with a toddler before, Tifa? It is exhausting. I haven't exactly talked to a toddler before, but I know what you're talking about.
Wow.
What? I was scratching my hand.
I actually played Overcooked the other day with Olivia.
She did amazingly well. What's her special? Music.
It's hard to cook with a toddler not reacting to your instructions.
I'm saying her specialty is music.
You really think they're gonna add a music one again?
Yes.
Well, she kind of has like this idol vibe.
Elephant's nose is so long. But then again, giraffe necks are long too.
That's
And
no.
also waiting for a plane takes too long, and spring break is too long.
Wow.
Wow, how can spring break be too long?
I fucking hate her. School vacations are not too long. Maybe for the parents, but...
Well, anyway, don't worry about Jotaro. He's a latchkey kid. It made him a bit mental.
I was a latchkey kid. Actually, I think I'm proving the point.
It's not that I dislike latchkey kids, though.
It's a latchkey kid anyway.
They have magical powers.
A kid that gets a key to the home at a very early age and then just gets told, yeah, just come back when you're done.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that awesome? You might get caught inside a magical parallel universe.
How does
I think I'm in one right now.
Oh, sorry for the late introduction. My name's Kotoko Utsugi, and I play the role of fighter.
How does he all have
Chance
roles
to say
anyway?
what you think her ultimate is?
No, it could definitely be.
This one is an outlier, I think.
I was called Little Ultimate Drama, but that was a long time ago, so I'll leave that part out.
Okay, yeah, drama also makes sense.
My favorite food is peeled chestnuts.
Nobody asked.
My least favorite food is unpeeled chestnuts.
Okay, that is fair.
Aren't you surprised? They're both chestnuts.
No, that is actually a fair one.
Oh, F for the intro. I was like, F.
Oh, yeah.
What? What? Did the stream break again? Is the microphone fucking up? Thank you. Thank you, Wallace.
Ahoy! A girl!
Thank you for dumbing down the help to the point where I was able to understand it.
I wouldn't have guessed drama.
My name is Kotoko Utsugi, and I play the fighter in the Warriors of Hope. You might think the fighter would be a boy, but nope, I'm totally a girl. I love girly things and peeled chestnuts. If it's totally adorbs, I love it! And I was pampered as the little ultimate drama in elementary school.
But who cares about that old stuff? I'm so happy to meet you.
It's like when a 9-year-old tells an 8-year-old that they can't hang out anymore because he's 9 and the other kid is 8 and he's so much older and more mature.
Yeah.
That's such old stuff.
We still walk back.
Yeah, I'm with Komaru on this one.
And hey, did you know? Kangaroos can jump backwards. And believe it or not, snakes have ears.
Did you know that a kangaroo's pouch is really smelly? Did you?
Go to YouTube, put in Mameshiba. Mameshiba. Thank us later. She was definitely in some sort of Toddlers and Tiaras shows. Yes.
Probably, yes.
Yes, that's all very nice. Our next introduction is Monica.
Okay, so it's still pronounced Monica, but...
Okay, so what's it gonna be?
English.
I did not know that. The more you know.
And when I attended elementary school, I was called the Little Ultimate Homeroom.
Wait,
okay.
Ultimate homeroom? What do you do in homeroom?
Clean the blackboard? I don't know.
I'm sure you're familiar with it, right? Homeroom?
What exactly do you do during homeroom again? Because the worst ultimate ever.
This does sound kind of useless.
Monica just loves homeroom. The first hour of the day when we can share our thoughts. And that is why, even in the Warriors of Hope, I'm the life of the party.
So she's...
Wallace, thank you.
The ultimate thinker?
It's called Monica. Monica's a mage in the Warriors of Hope.
She's a robot, isn't she?
I was known as Little Ultimate Homeroom while I was in elementary school. You might think there are no ultimates and commons in a class like homeroom, but there are. For me, my skill isn't really about uniting people. It's about getting them all to help me. Believe it or not, I bring together a lot of wonderful people.
That's a skill in and of itself too.
It would be nice if you could be a wonderful person for Monica too.
So what does that have to do with homeroom? Or homeroom?
I don't know.
But you are familiar with the Warriors of Hope.
Also wait, so her ultimate is to bring people together to serve her, basically.
Basically.
That's not useless at all. That's really good.
That seems like the most powerful ability out of them all so far.
Yeah. I
She
take back what I
also
said.
talks in the third person. Yes, not annoying at all to me. See why she's my favorite yet?
I see what you mean.
But
she's still annoying. But then again, all of them are.
I think that's the point, kind of.
No. The Warriors of Hope are heroes who save the world from demons. Isn't that amazing?
Like, who let these kids out of their...
Hot dog demons. But nobody really wants me in the group.
I wonder why.
And I'm the party leader, which makes me the #1 king of this town.
You kids are just joking, right?
Can we still turn around?
Demons and kings.
Joking around?
I mean, you guys are just kids, right?
We're fucked.
For a bunch of kids to be doing this kind of stuff.
Just kids?
Rumble.
Aw, that's the only thing I can say. Just aw. Since you're an about to be, we were thinking, well, doesn't matter. You're clearly a demon.
About to be?
Children? The power structure remains the same. The subjects have merely been switched. With our Monokumas, you'll be nothing more than a squashed bug beneath our feet.
Splattered like the sound of bloody chopped meat. Intestines falling out of you like sausages.
This would be a normal reaction if you didn't know this was a Danganronpa game.
Oh, stop that, Jotaro. If you say it like that, she'll think we're joking.
What? What? No! He is the one saying things that don't make me think you're joking.
Huh? Our Monokumas? So the ones controlling those Monokumas out there are...
That's right! Isn't it so cool? The Monokumas obey any order we give them.
All thanks to Monica's magic.
Okay, but why?
Well, Monica probably convinced someone to hand over control or something, I don't know.
Yeah, that's our mage. She can use magic even without magic circles.
It's called technology, Masaru. Technology.
Thank you, everyone. You're so nice. Yeah! Monica's smile is so adorbs. Oh, I just want to smother you in syrup and eat you up.
Yeah, you're so adorable.
Stop it. Stop. Stop? Which part?
If what you're saying is true, please stop all of this. We will not. We will never stop until we've completed our paradise.
Paradise?
I'm guessing Junko put them up to all of this.
Probably.
Oh, you didn't hear our address? A paradise made of children, by children, for children.
We're gonna kill all the adults in this town and make a paradise just for kids.
It's a Junko land all over, but dramatically more dumb.
But seriously, what happens when you grow up?
Homework in paradise. Woohoo!
They probably expel you or just outright kill you.
Why must fireflies die so young?
Don't they only live 2 days or something?
Paradise is for children only. There won't be any more pedophiles either.
That came out of the blue. They kill you, duh. Yeah,
But can we keep the ice cream store? The ice cream didn't do anything wrong.
That depends on the flavor.
they're gonna bring up some... Are they really gonna go over? Actually, at this point I kind of expect them to. Like, having the player go up against children is one thing, but throwing that... Yes, okay. Remember how early I gave you shit for bringing that topic up? I guess I was wrong. This is the kind of game we're playing now. Okay.
What are you saying? What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense.
So far, I have to say, Komaru says what I think. I like her.
Yeah, she responds very logical in this situation.
It doesn't have to make any sense!
Okay, we're going with a Junko logic of thought.
I kind of love her art style shot here.
Yeah.
If Monica wants it, it happens! That's how it is!
You just know that if she would get to be older, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna die very young, she would start clapping at people. If Monica wants it, then it will happen.
No, not clap.
This is the most fucked up game I've ever played. Okay.
I'm really looking forward to this.
There are topics that should be discussed. Yeah, I mean, yes, but I like how the Danganronpa games find a way to create situations where you can easily find yourself very uncomfortable in.
Yeah.
Like, most recent memory of that would be Danganronpa 2, where we're in the middle of a class trial. We know it's about the murder of one of our friends and the execution of another, and then suddenly you have Akane make dick jokes. And then a few hours later they tell you about necrophilia that one of them did, and it's like, okay, yeah, just keep going.
I'm kind of hoping we're getting to those things, because there are taboos. I'm not gonna say that I love them, but like the discussion and arguments you can have about those things I really love. So I'm curious to see in which directions we're all gonna go here. I'm sure we'll address plenty of taboos.
Yes.
Uh-oh. This is bad. Monica's mad.
One thing real quick about that thought we just had. I'm a German. I grew up in Germany. And a lot of games over here were never released or they had to be altered quite dramatically to be allowed to be sold over here. Like, for example, you couldn't, for the longest time up until a few years ago, you couldn't have Nazi symbols in video games. The Wolfenstein games had to replace the swastika with a cross because of reasons. So I think it's like, I understand why rating boards exist. Like, I wouldn't really want a kid to play this game, but I find it amazing that a game like Wolfenstein, that sets you up as a guy who goes out to kill Nazis because they are the bad guys, objectively, and in the story, that has to be censored so that it can be sold. But the Danganronpa games, and this one in particular with all the stuff that you have brought up that we're gonna get into, no one bats an eye.
I'm sorry, but that's not war. War has been a sensitive subject for Germany in the years after.
Yes, and I don't understand why. I mean, I understand why historically, but I don't understand the reasoning behind, okay, we cannot show...
Well, it's still so fresh
but
that you don't want to start anything. And I'm talking like a few years after. I'm not talking about the now.
Yeah, but video games haven't been a thing for like 40 years after World War II was over.
Yeah, but do you really... There are still plenty of Nazis. Do you really want to like fuel a generation? Yes. Like, I see it as they try to like squash it down in a way and not encourage it. Like, no, I understand why, I don't think it helps, but...
No, I get the thinking, I understand the intentions behind it, I just don't get how one has to be censored in order to be allowed to be released. And this, on the other hand, the only thing we had to tone down is the color of the blood.
Because they're they're completely different things.
Yes, I get that, but I would say that, like what Evie said, I was worried you Germans might not be able to buy this. Yes, I get that, especially after Danganronpa 2, I fully get that. Like, I'm not sad about it, I'm happy I bought these games and I'm happy I'm playing them because I really enjoy them, but...
Like, you're talking about necrophilia, which is, in a lot of countries, surprisingly, is actually legal. I can tell you it's legal, yes, in the Netherlands. And then you're talking about a war that has actually happened and you were a major part of.
Yeah,
that has affected the entire fucking world. Like, I see the difference.
No, I get all of that, but if it is about protecting people that can easily be influenced, i.e. children, then shouldn't it go both ways?
But I don't see eating children as a big risk in a video game. Like, you are talking about a country that still has plenty of Nazis and people who want to bring that kind of shit back. And then with video games, you only encourage something that is already a big thing in your country. Eating kids is not a big thing in this country.
Thankfully, it shouldn't be anyway.
German fairy tales might make you believe otherwise, but it is not a thing.
Unfortunately true, yes. No, but I don't necessarily think these things encourage them, but
it's a culture thing, I would say.
They bring them to mind because you expose yourself to these things, so you do react to them in some capacity. Censorship and rating systems in general are always going to be controversial no matter where or who you are. Yeah, pretty much. So I think the reason specifically for the German history stuff also involves cultural shame and trauma, so removing reminders of that might be the reason.
It's definitely cultural.
I think that's the closest thing because they changed those ratings a while ago so that that stuff can be put into games now. And I think, I didn't look it up back then, I just skimmed over, I was like, okay, cool, now we can have uncut games.
It's coming to terms with it and you will be able to get it regardless. It's 2021. We don't live between walls anymore.
No, that's never been a problem before. The internet existed for a long time. If you wanted to, you could. No, but I'm saying I think enough time has passed that this one particularity about the European or German rating boards that I I understand, but I don't fully get is now a thing of a past because enough time has passed for it to not be that significant anymore. Even in America, they had to change some Call of Duty stuff so you could never play as a Nazi. They actually tried to do that? They wanted to make you play as a German in a Call of Duty game? Okay.
Let's make a distinguishment here. It's okay to play as a German. It's not okay to play as a Nazi.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, a German in the context of Call of Duty very clearly implies what
Yeah,
time...
there is no way
Yes.
you're not a Nazi.
Yes.
But yeah, I
know
think that might bring it a tiny bit too far. Even though I like... Actually, it is also a bit weird now that I think about it. Because I've mentioned several times that I would love a game where I can play as the bad guy. But I was now about to say, like, playing as a Nazi in a war game goes too far.
Yeah.
Like, why do I pull that line there?
Because I think I agree with you in the sense that I would like to play a game where you can play the villain. But being the villain and being a character that seems to be very clearly grounded in reality that has only been a few decades ago, as you yourself earlier said.
But that exactly answers the question on why the other games are censored and stuff like this is not. You literally just said the reason.
Yeah, but the difference there being in one, I go against them, and in that scenario we just talked about now, you are that character.
Doesn't matter, it still shapes the image.
Not really.
Yeah, I think it does.
Gonna lurk, you guys. Fody, thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a great stream and an even greater night. Thank you for hanging out to you and Beth. Yeah.
Everything he said, love you guys to bits and have an awesome fucking stream. Speak to you soon.
Bye. It was one of those things where they were making factions for multiplayer and they decided not to include them as a faction, instead they used the Russians and other factions. I still think it's weird how they go with Russians as the enemies so many times. Great start to the game. Yes, I love tech issues.
Well, because even now Russians are always seen as the bad guys.
Yeah, but... well... yes,
so Russian is like your classic bad guy.
You need a villain.
Because over the years, if there is like a country where you think villain, a lot of people will have Russia somewhere along the line.
Or the Middle East, unfortunately.
Yeah, true, but that's why I'm saying somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Like, you can bet your ass Russia is gonna be in there.
If they don't use North Korea.
Yeah, true. Hey, think about it, there's a lot of countries you can put in there.
Yeah, but usually we stick with the cliche ones, unfortunately. That being said, Monica's mad.
Rewind half an hour.
It's going to be all right, Monica. Please, don't get upset. It's all going according to plan.
North Korea is hard to put into a war game. That's why you set it 20 years in the future and come up with some magic reason why that tech suddenly got so much better.
That's right. If Monica says it, then white is black, cats are dogs, and what else?
Oh, please don't get mad. We'll kill a lot of adults, see? So just smile, okay?
Okay, so is it Monica that controls them and made them like this, or is it Junko? Or did Junko get to Monica and then Monica carries on the deed?
I would say it that way. Like, she's obviously the leader because of her ability, I would say. But I'm guessing Junko brainwashed her first and now she's using her ultimate on them.
Hey, how dare you make
He's gonna
Monica
kick us.
In the shins.
As the leader, I'm gonna hunt you down.
Hunt? Let us play a game. You will be our demon prey.
Better start running.
It's a really fun game. A godly game.
I like how happy he suddenly is.
Monica is a huge manipulator for all the Warriors of Hope. Let me fix it for you. Motivator. No, I agree with you.
It was Monica's idea, after all.
And
of course.
The name of the game is...
It's gonna be... Demon hunting.
Demon hunting!
I like how the music fits absolutely not at all.
Here, I really like the music.
You release demons into Toa City. They're the targets. It's a super fun game where the Warriors of Hope fight to see who takes down the demon first.
Okay, wait. The demon is gonna be us? Oh, is this what the game structure is gonna be? We get dropped into an area and one of them is gonna try to kill us, and then we beat them, and then we go through them one by one.
Yeah, I'm guessing like every one of them is gonna be one chapter.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds super fun! And our very own Monica came up with it!
Not shocked.
See, Monica? We're going to play our special game! No need to be upset now, right? Yes, yes, so exciting! Let's do it! Come on, hurry up and let's do it!
No. By target, you mean?
You, hurry up and prepare the device.
Yes,
I'm
please
sorry.
prepare our device and fucking shoot them now.
I'm sorry, but right now, that look, the artwork on the left-hand side, on the screen I mean, there, looks like it could be a Dragon Ball character.
Yeah, definitely. Where the fuck does that come from?
This wristband is a custom-made device given to the targets of the game.
Oh my god.
It would be best if you didn't try to remove it. Any tampering with it, and you'll go boom.
I wonder if he tampered with it.
And that's how he lost his arm?
And that's
No.
how he lost his arm.
No, that was on purpose.
And then it got replaced.
Captain Ginyu. It's Fortnite, but all the enemies are bears. I have to say, I did not expect the controls to be competent, being that this is kind of a spin-off of the main series, but the gameplay is actually very doable. I expected it to be clunky or janky, but the controls are actually really responsive. The Monster Hunter font.
Boom!
How old is Nagito? Like, shouldn't he be classified as an adult here?
Okay then, now we're ready.
God, kids can be so scary.
All right, let's go hunting.
Wait, hold on! This is a prank, isn't it? You're just kidding around!
You've seen what we've accomplished so far. This is no joke. For an adult, you sure are dense.
Wait, how? Wait, he said he pleaded for his life and that's why they let him be the servant. Because I imagine they consider him an adult too.
Yeah, I would think so.
No, you don't understand. I'd be no good at this game. If you throw me into that town, I just get killed immediately. That's no fun, right?
Where exactly did she hide the gun?
It's on her butt.
So modest. But we know you don't die easy. You passed that test earlier.
That was only because I had this gun.
Anyway, that test was splendid. It was amazing how you were able to evade those Monokumas and make it this far.
I too enjoy talking to people that are standing slightly behind me while facing away from them.
Yeah, but he's addressing the kids.
I guess it's all thanks to my advice from
No, he's talking to her.
Advice from earlier?
However, even after you meet everyone, be sure to keep that gun of yours a secret.
High school students are considered on the cusp of being adults, so that's why they make a game of killing them.
If you don't want
Yeah,
to die.
makes sense. Especially to a 9-year-old, they're ancient.
Yes.
Hey, no talking without the leader's permission. You're just a servant.
I also understand why they left the chain on him, because at their size, that is probably the only way they can reach it and yank him down.
Yeah, makes sense.
Next time you talk without getting the okay from me, I'm gluing your mouth shut.
I think the other guy will do that.
That is quite a scary thought.
Well, let's get on with it.
Why?
What?
Why are you doing something so cruel? I didn't even do anything bad.
Oh, jeez, you're too funny! I'm laughing so hard my cheeks hurt!
And she's drooling.
It can happen when you laugh so hard.
Yes.
Play the game
games because they're fun.
Duh.
That's the only reason. You're only surprised because you aren't used to this way of doing things. This is just what we like. We do it because it's fun. And that truly is the only reason.
Like in the first game, why? It doesn't matter why, just accept it. But why did we lose our memories? Just accept what you did.
I'm sorry, but with this, you don't always need a reason. It's like sometimes with serial killers and stuff too. It's like, oh, why did they do this? He must have a reason. No, some people are just fucked up and they enjoy this shit. You don't need a reason.
Unfortunately, true.
And that's exactly with these kids. They're kids. They act on their emotions. They think it's fun. They'll do it.
Kids are kids.
Exactly.
Searching for meaning in the meaningless is for adults. Children are untainted by such
Are you
futility.
calling me a child? Because I understood.
But to tell you the truth, I would rather not play this game. There is still much work to be done to build our paradise. Yet here we are playing games.
Why? Why don't you stop?
We cannot do that. This is Monica's game. She said she wants it done, so it will be done.
Monica is the princess. Everyone on our team tries to grant the princess's wish.
Ferris' voice acting is really well done.
Monica loves.
All of them are.
Yeah.
So that's basically the situation.
Thank you, Nagisa. Even though you're so busy, you did all this work for the sake of my game.
And I'm guessing there's gonna be a reason why Monica doesn't have a last name.
Oh, there were... Junko doesn't have a last name.
And Oshima.
Oh yeah, true. No, it was the gambler.
The gambler.
In the first one. What's the name again?
Wow, Tifa, yeah. Next thing you're gonna say Mukuru Ikusaba. What?
Yeah, never mind, I wasn't...
The gambler. Celestia von Ludenberg.
Yeah, but in the game they kept it at one name.
Von Lu... You can just repeat the same comment again, even. Von Ludenberg. You remember the whole scene that is a meme apparently, where she goes, I am the Celestia von...
Yes, I know, but wasn't her name just her name? In the... Wasn't her name just her name? You know what I'm trying to say? Wasn't it only her first name on the text screen?
I'll just carry on.
Thingy.
Aw, that's so not fair!
Whatever.
I want to eat Monica's cookies too!
I want cookies.
Hey, Monica, what about me, the leader?
Dealing with kids.
How can you kids just keep smiling like that? You're not normal! Of course an adult sees this as abnormal. But who cares what adults say?
Ah, she's gonna be fun to be around.
Also, Kamaru Naegi, in your current situation, you don't have the right to say a thing. You cannot choose your path. Because this place you're in, it isn't a path at all. What? You are not on a path. You are falling into an abyss. A darkness gaping open beneath your feet. You are just going to fall and fall. Can't you feel the pull of gravity? What do you mean?
Is what a normal kid that loves homeroom would say.
She means this.
Okay.
Cutscene incoming. I didn't see that one coming, to be honest.
How do we survive all of this?
Yeah, I always wonder how they fall in and smash their
Oh, we had a
head on the
parachute.
sides.
Okay, and apparently we're in some sort of flying fortress or a very tall building.
Oh, we've seen plenty of tall buildings.
An
wow.
airship.
Literally in an airship. Okay.
I mean, if Bowser had it, why not them?
That makes sense.
Ears are
Tiny.
wonderful ears.
Well, your ears aren't as wonderful anymore.
Child's eyes are
Wonderful eyes!
adorable
Oh,
eyes.
fuck.
A child's mouth is
I don't even want to know.
a great big mouth.
That's true.
Why is it so big? To gobble up the demons.
Not the cookies? Okay.
Of course they have an airship. Their classes are straight from Dragon Quest if you didn't notice.
I didn't notice.
Shit, I was thinking the early Final Fantasies, but one of them is a hero class and that is Dragon Quest, you're right.
Just seems like your typical RPG.
Let's say this particular demon will be worth an extra high score because it upset us.
Then it looks like I'll win when I catch it.
A game is different than reality, so that means even I can actually win.
I feel kind of bad for this kid, but also not really because he's all fucked up.
My! It's rare to see Jotaro so pumped, but it also makes him extra gross.
I kind of want to see his face without the mask.
I think we will.
The one who wins is gonna be me, the leader.
Now, it doesn't matter who wins. Just make sure you don't fight while playing the game.
Well,
I think they will fight.
do you guys want to get a cola or something?
Ooh, a soda sounds great. Someone go buy some. Leader's orders.
Imagine having a servant and not using him.
And just like that, the pieces are in place. All that's left now is to wait for the despair.
That answers that.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Do your best, Miss Protagonist. With your lack of distinct characteristics. So common, so dull, so boring.
Hey, we finished the whole prologue.
Not bad.
I would like it if we could save now.
I'm pretty proud of us.
Yes!
Saving!
There we go.
We don't usually do that well. A whole chapter.
You can save! Yes.
Crying for love in hell.
Next time.
I think we're gonna do a lot of crying.
You have a chance of finishing some of the actual chapters in one stream.
Nice. I like how you put a chance in there.
Yes. I'm sorry, Evie has been around long enough to know better to not make any guarantees that it's us. Like, that's not how it works. And there are some save points relatively soon. Nice. Looking forward to it.
So far, I'm enjoying the game.
Do you want to control the game the next time? Can you do third-person shooters with free moving camera without making yourself puke?
Maybe. Let's see.
That's gonna be a shit show.
Like, I kinda like the beginning of this game better than the other Danganronpa one so far.
Why? What about it, do you mean?
It's a nice mixture of several things. You have like the visual novel thing, as you're used to. You also have the weird gameplay, you have the anime cutscenes in between, you also have the game cutscenes.
But what visual novel part are you referring to? At this point, these are just cutscenes. I don't mean it in a bad way, but...
Yeah, but then you know which part I'm talking about.
No, because to
Like
me
the
there
whole
were
thing
no
we
visual
just
novel
did.
parts.
That's for me the...
It's a cutscene.
I'm not considering it a cutscene.
Let's talk about what to call things so that we can be on the same page about what you're referring to when you're trying to refer to something.
Oh, whatever, you know what I mean. I just like the start of the story so far.
That's not bad. I like it. Like I said, I really like whenever there's an existing franchise and when they do another game that is different in gameplay, I'm always kind of iffy. And especially with how much the Danganronpa fandom enjoys the games, I imagined that there's a chance that this game isn't really that fun to play, regardless of how good the story is. But this is actually very nice.
I would have said it was a risky one though. Like if you change things about a game so many people love. Because this is very different.
Yes. I think that's also part of the reason why there's only one game like this.
Probably. I have no clue how this game is perceived actually. Like I know people say it's more fucked up and stuff, but whether they actually like it or find it better.
And the problem is I cannot look up any of these things until I'm done with the whole franchise. I've learned better than to look up things.
That is very true.
That being said, I need to go to bed, and so do you. How about we go rate someone?
That sounds like a plan.
Who would you like to rate tonight, Tifa?
Let's have a look. I only have Fody on, but I would say we also go to Fody.
Sounds like a plan. It appears that he is about to play The Binding of Isaac Repentance. So let's go hang out with him and have a look at that ourselves. We quickly prepare the stream already. There we go. Done.
That sounds like a good plan.
Are you ready, Tifa?
Yes, I'm ready. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much.
Sorry for the audio issues earlier.
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Back tomorrow with more.
Thank you.